get up. Time is barely on our side. I don't wanna waste what's left. The storms we chase are leading us, and love is all we'll ever trust. Yeah, no, I don't wanna waste what's left. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, till my shadow turns to sun rays. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, and on we'll
Hello and welcome to the Geek Fortress stream. My name's TJ.
Hey, I'm Jacob. How you
I
doing?
didn't change the name, and they're about to tell us what the match is. What you got, Dylan?
You have Josh on the wall versus Luke.
Luke and I know what Josh is
Luke
on.
is playing, I think, some sort of American Control. That's usually his jam. So,
Okay.
ish.
We'll just assume that he's on Jeskai Control. Josh is on a 4-color control today, which is just absurd, but also pretty sweet.
Absurd 4-color control.
Yes.
What are we talking about?
Basically, the mana base is terrible, but the cards are great.
I love it already. I can't wait.
It's all the good cards with all the bad mana base. So it's running like some Drowned Catacombs, it's got Stomping Grounds, it's like a Tarmogoyf, some Spell Snares, 1 Censor thrown in for spice.
Do you think we'll see anything from Mama Ket in this crazy, amazing modern world?
I mean, Censor's in there. There's been a couple of things showing up. Coleman is usually liable to be jamming something new because that's what he does. So I am confident there are a couple of cards, maybe not as many as we've seen in some previous sets, but
I want to see all the brews tonight. That's what I want to see. Like, I feel like 4-color control, to me, means somebody's going to try to brew with Cataracts. Have you seen Cataracts? That card looks stupid, but amazing. If it works in 4-color control, it'll be so good.
Possibly, but I could not say for certain. Hello to everybody who is joining. It's a pleasure having you here. This is Jacob. The name will update soon, but we're going to head on down. We'll introduce him later. We'll see you there. Okay, so the players lining up. Jacob, how are you doing today?
Oh my gosh, it's so beautiful today. I love it.
It is. It absolutely is. How do you feel about Jeskai Control up against a random 4-color control? Josh notably running some Kolagon's Command, a little bit of disruption. Do you think Josh is going to be able to outgrind it?
Outgrind, maybe. Like, if he resolves some really splashy bombs and can take control from the Jeskai Control deck, I think this is going to be a fun one.
Indeed. Tap Stomping Grounds out of a deck that has a handful of blue, black, and red cards.
We'll see what happens with that.
And Luke is not on Jeskai Control. This is Pure Steel combo. Which, do you know that deck at all? This is the one that Zach Elsick played around with. They recently gave a...
It's like a Cheerios build?
It is Cheerios.
Okay.
Yeah, it is Cheerios. It's just, it doesn't always get called Cheerios because that doesn't actually describe the deck very well if you don't know what it's doing.
Yeah, Pure Steel for sure. So,
Baral coming down, and we are going to start dropping 0 drops.
that's Saram, right?
Sorry, yes, I do mean Saran.
Yeah,
Baral's the blue one.
The other one that makes things pretty broken.
Exactly. You know, they just made those cartridges really well in that set.
It's so true.
So we have a Mox Opal coming down for blue and a Retract. Firing off Retract is a single blue instant target. Return all artifacts you control to their owner's hand.
This does not look so good with 4-color control. Oh.
Well, he does have a Stomping Ground, Jacob. That can mean anything.
Yeah.
So Luke went on the play, and he is crushing it right now. Bonesaw
cards.
coming down. There's a Paradise Mantle. He went off pretty fast, so he is really optimistic. This doesn't always try and go off on this turn 2.
Turn 2, yeah.
Yeah. And I think he actually did draw into another Retract. Also has a
Jeez.
Repeal in hand just because as another way to draw cards and a tool to get rid of hate cards. But He is going off.
It looks like Josh is
Shockingly
looking at his
well.
sideboard too. So
Oh, yeah,
I
Josh
don't know
is
if he's
ready
got
to be
any kind of
done.
answers in main board for a turn 2.
Well, Luke still needs to actually find a way to win. He can draw all the cards in the world, but eventually he needs to knock off, which is almost guaranteed at this point. But then it's a matter of what's his win condition. Found it.
Ooh, there it is. Grape shot.
So now he needs actually a second Mox Opal so that he can float enough mana
Grape shot.
to float that one. Yeah, this is Luke's turn too. Use the second one, and that is going to be enough storm to take it down.
Oh my gosh. Wreckage. Oh, that was so good.
The old turn 2 Aru.
Well, that's what combo's supposed to do, right? Get you before you can do anything about it. Oh.
Oh man, that is some good old-fashioned breakfast for dinner.
It was delicious. I'll have seconds.
So Jacob, you're joining me for the first time in the booth. Fun fact to anybody who may not be aware, you are actually the person who taught me how to play Magic. And
I don't know. I just introduced you to the concept, and then you just devoured the rest of it.
no, you beat me a lot, so I had to keep asking you questions about how.
All right, that's fair. All right, so what are we thinking in sideboards here?
From both of these ones, it's a little bit tricky from...
Is that a mentor for Luke?
It does sometimes run it just
For grinding out?
It's also really good against like dispels.
Okay.
If they try and take out, but creature removal is still really good against this deck. So it looks like Josh is bringing in a hunt. Oh, taking out a Hunt Master of the Fells possibly, which is another. Like this is just 4-color grinding nonsense.
Yeah.
No idea what to expect out of Josh's deck. He's got access to 4 colors, any sort of like Ancient Grudges potentially, but I'm actually not a big fan. Oddly enough, I don't think that they're the best. I think you have to hit the creatures, not the artifacts, because they're all so medium on their own.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't even feel like, the Pact of Negation would be good here, because if you're looking for Luke to go off turn 2, you don't have your 3rd mana, it just, it feels rough.
Yes.
I really want to go to game 3 because I want to see what Josh can do here. My fingers are crossed.
True, otherwise I'll have to try and get him in for another round, because Luke did not give him much of a chance there.
No, that was scorchingly, blazingly fast.
But we do know, I mean on the bright side, Luke has no idea what's happening. He knows that Josh
Yeah, right.
is a green-red deck.
It's stomping grounds.
You find...
That's all you get.
What? Fluent Design, you finished grad school today?
Nicely
So you
done.
get to tune in more often and almost as important, start playing Magic again? That is 3 amazing things, all in one convenient package.
Choice. That's so good. Those are 3 things that I dream about too.
Really?
Finishing Magic, grad school, all that good stuff.
Finishing Magic, watching more grad schools, and
Yeah.
of course going to Geek Fortress more. Wait.
And eating more Geek Fortress. Yeah.
That's the important one. Don't be stupid, 47. Thank you so much for the sub. That's how I know that you're not. You're keeping up with those goals and the very words that you're saying to me. Thank you for the support. Thanks for being awesome. Thanks for being a part of what we are doing.
I feel like we should give you a sword so you can knight every person.
Like one of those ones from like a mixed drink.
Yeah, exactly. Just ding, and now you're drunk.
And then you could have an umbrella.
Oh, I'd love it.
Exactly. Just like Nick's shirt out there. He's got that.
Little umbrella in there.
Yes.
That's so perfect.
Exactly. Oh, thank you so much, Don't Be Stupid 47. Luke seems to be going with his and going for the old Pro Tour shuffle. Peter. Thank you so much, Peter. You're great and amazing. Always a pleasure having you on stream and in the chat. Thank you for your support, and thank you for letting us just have some fun with you. It does appear to be resub day here at Geek Fortress.
All the good stuff's coming in. All right, so what are we looking at in these hands? Oh,
Good
this
cards.
is a blue hand for Josh. There might be some action here. There may be some Magic for him to play.
Oh, this one's blue.
I know, right?
That's probably what Luke's thinking. It just must be a transitional sideboard.
Right.
So we see a Mana Leak and a Snapcaster Mage. Mana Leak might be enough. I would actually consider keeping that one if I had the mana for it, because again, hitting the creatures is like the end-all be-all how to beat this deck.
Yeah.
Drawing cards is what this deck is trying to do. It doesn't do that well if you have nothing with that printed
Right.
on it.
Yeah, it's the hinge piece for the combo. So let's see what he does. Yeah, he's gonna leave the Mana Leak open.
He does also have Abrupt Decay, but no way to cast that until next turn.
Okay.
He does all. I think he actually has a Terminate as well. So what he can do with this fetch is get go for a black green source, and then that would let him cast the Terminate potentially. But I think you really do need to just Mana Leak the combo for now, because once it sticks, and like Baral is when you cast, Pure Steel Paladin is when they enter. If it's a Pure Steel Paladin, he might let one enter the battlefield to try and hit it in response, whereas for a Baral, you pretty much have to take it down.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Luke can't go for a turn 2. It does not appear to be the case. And he is going to be patient.
Yeah, it looks like he's respecting the blue up, which is smart. I don't know if he's got Saram in hand. It looks like he's got a bunch of spells and
he's got a
some
Pure Steel
Cheerios.
Paladin.
Oh,
I
okay,
believe.
so he's he knows he's gonna be a little slow.
I think I said Baral again. My bad. SRAM. It's SRAM. You know, let's bring up SRAM.
SRAM I am.
The Senior Edificer. Basically the same text as a Pure Steel Paladin, except it doesn't have the Metalcraft to free equip, which is a nice little upside of that card.
Oh man, he triggers off auras. I didn't know that.
Yes.
You can play Rancor in this deck.
Why is there no SRAM Aura based deck?
I know, right? Just somebody's got to brew that up. Let's go.
You can wrap up your breakfast in some SRAM wrap. Oh goodness. Well, welcome to everybody who is joining. There's about 63 of you. My name's TJ.
I'm Jacob.
Yes, you're brand new. I'm excited to have you here. Been looking forward to this.
Oh man, this is fun.
This is like a full circle kind of thing for me.
Yeah, it's
Thought Scour gets rid of Censor.
that's so crazy.
I know it. We do have another Thought Scour. We do have Snapcaster as the mana base starts to come together.
Turn 3, still not out of the woods yet.
And I think we're actually missing land drops. That was Josh's turn 4.
Oh,
Yes. So
rough, okay.
mana base not coming together the way that you want it to. He is holding up Abrupt Decay right now. I think if Luke continues to pass, we'll see Josh probably Snapcaster Thought Scour to try and get into more lands. But I'm not certain of that. A value Bone Saw. I dig it.
it's just to show the foil off.
Oh, actually, he's
How are you?
nice. Getting rid of those combo pieces. So good.
It's the mill plan. 4-color mill.
And finds a Duress, actually. So that is going to take him off of Terminate as well as Abrupt Decay. But it does give him information, first of all. And second of all, he's still holding up Mana Leak. So we've got Retract, Pure Steel Paladin, 3 of the 3 0-drop artifacts, and a Repeal.
Sigil, shield, and then the web.
Yes.
From Zendikar? Okay.
I probably want to take one of the Retracts. That card's real good in this deck.
Yeah, I think that's the best target. Just because the value is so many cards.
Never
for
mind,
one.
that's a great pick.
Oh! Okay. Alright, surgical that out of the graveyard means he gets to take it from the hand, from the deck, and he gets to take a look and see if there's any other spicy things from the sideboard in there too.
Plus, remember he's got the Snapcaster in hand, so now at any point
my
later,
gosh.
he can also just go for the Snap, take it out.
Yeah, take out the rest.
Oh man, he could also potentially, if he keeps casting these Thought Scours, maybe get Luke's Grape Shot.
And that was probably the thought before the first Thought Scour too, right?
Potentially
Thought Scour, an actual piece.
Probably once that was good. Probably a good sign that he had that surgical in hand.
Yeah, that was. I mean, if we were on top of it next time.
That's brutal. We do see the Monastery Mentor in that deck.
Okay.
And that is going to be an alternate win condition, but not a whole lot else going in. Woo! That is pretty good. But at least he got to play that Bonesaw last turn.
Right, so value. We don't even need surgicals, we got bone saws in the field. This
Yeah.
game's over.
I mean, if he draws into the Monastery Mentor, the game's not over. If he drew into a SRAM, he can draw a lot of cards off of that. Except for the fact that Josh has got the Mana Leak, which we are going to see. I like that he's going for the one that was known information.
Yep, just playing tight, smart moves.
Kolaghan's command the draw. That's pretty good too in this matchup. You don't think Luke can win now, correct? He does have Monastery Mentor in the deck, so actually he can. In response
Yeah,
to
it's
this
just
cast
slow.
trigger, he's probably going to take down the bone. Oh, he's just going to lightning bolt it.
Mm-hmm.
And he's holding up a Abrupt Decay. Nice. There's a bit of ambient noise. So it seems there is. Hold on. I'll see if I can fix that by dialing this down slightly. Oh, wrong button. Okay, by dialing this down slightly. And then Jacob and I might just have to talk a little bit louder. Let me know if that hopefully fixed it or at least put it in the right direction.
I can get closer. I can get comfy if you guys want.
Yeah, get comfy. Get comfy. We've known each other for what? Like 21 of our 25 years?
Yeah, all of them. Basically.
Basically all of
Yeah.
them. So I feel like we could probably do that. Don't break the stream? Thank you. I appreciate you caring about the stream.
Yeah, okay. This time. Do our best.
It's a little better? Neat. I'll continue on my quest to try fixing this.
Okay, let's see.
Okay. Watching combos boring? No, you get to watch them take a 10-minute adventure and find out if it works. It's like watching The Hobbit. You know it's going to work, but what if it doesn't?
What if it doesn't?
Because
Bilbo just wanders off and forgets where he is and just decides to take a nap, build a house somewhere.
And he's actually going to go for hitting himself with this Thought Scour now. Fixing that graveyard a little bit now.
Hey, you know what? It's just a graveyard.
It is.
What if it was 4-color dredge, though?
Ooh, just suddenly a Golgari.
Just suddenly fixing the graveyard, getting the...
I mean,
straight
Life
in
in the
there.
Loam might be a pretty cool value piece. Suddenly, Life in the Loam Ravenscrime comes out of the board, and then just ba 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 ba.
Yeah.
That feels pretty good.
Yeah.
Actually, suddenly, I really hope that's in the deck. Like, I really want that to be in the deck.
Alright, so... Snapcaster coming in, being the main source of damage, playing its game.
Oh yeah, the Snapcaster beats are a real threat. Just,
Mhm.
I've got all the cards to answer what you're doing, but you know what? I've also got a 2-1.
Playing the drums. Straight to your face.
Oh man. Well, someone who plays combo, the only reason you should take 10 minutes is if you're bad at Storm. That's fair.
Hand disruption is real, though. That can put a kink in the whole combo.
Yes. Yes. So Josh, still with an arsenal. I mean, his actually like missed what 3 land drops in a row, and then
Yeah.
lined them up now.
Yeah, that's where they were. Just hidden in the middle of the deck.
Luke at 5 lands, still trying to find a way to go off in the face of what we know to be a Fatal Push, a Terminate, a Kolaghan's Command, and an Abrupt Decay.
And he can repeal that Snapcaster for the worst value, but to stay alive, at least.
Repeal
so,
Snapcaster?
yeah.
Thanks, Flash and Snapcaster.
Oh my god. And he has to stay away from, what, 5, right? Because that's just lethal, too, if he repeals Snap and then gets lightning bolted in the face. And
Right.
so,
Remember that he also does have that Kolaghan's Command, so actually Josh
Oh
is
my
sitting on
gosh.
5 damage plus getting back, say, the Tarmogoyf. Yeah, he's got
yeah,
some.
He's closer than he thinks.
He's got some tools in hand right now.
Yeah.
Let's see here. Why even play Magic? Why not just play Solitaire? Because then the computer doesn't groan.
There's no foils in Solitaire. You can't get really sweet white border lands in Solitaire.
So Mox will
You can't have an opponent in Solitaire who takes a nap or gets something to eat while you're playing. That's no fun.
The draw actually was a Snapcaster. Luke is dead.
Mm.
We've got Kolaghan's Command, Snap Bolt right now. So, and it looks like, yep,
Yeah.
Luke accepts the inevitability
it.
there. Didn't have it. Josh, well, we got to see what he's got going on.
Right?
That was a deck that was grindy. His mana base, while it faltered a little bit, came together, and this is a deck that, when I got a brief look at it before the tournament, it was like, if you were playing nothing but City of Brasses, this deck would be amazing.
One of the best cards you can play to control the game.
Well, or, you know, a painless version of it, but this deck was nothing but 5-color lands. This would be a great deck.
Right?
But it's not. Or, like, the mana base isn't there. So if you can make it work, this deck is sweet.
Yeah. Yeah, and he had all the hand disruption, all the counter spells necessary to keep Luke far enough away.
Oh yeah,
It
and
worked.
I would love to take a look through and just see how it's constructed as far as what colors you need on turn 1, what colors you need on turn 2.
Most often.
Yeah, because it starts lining up like if I have this many fetches to go get, the starting land. Like when we saw when there was a lot of early what was it that everybody was doing? There was like the decks that were printing like steplings for a while and all that stuff for
Like
for-
Zoo
There was like the
with a lot
4
of.
color versions.
Oh yeah.
And so it was like you would always go for one particular fetch first, followed up by the second one. So you were a 4-color deck, but you had turn 1 Shockland almost the same time.
Right. And then you had all your colors.
Exactly.
Okay, so Josh is sort of following the get all the shocks you can get as fast as possible route.
What did Josh name on the surgical extraction? Retract was the
Yes.
original name.
It was a pretty good call.
Yep. Do you dabble in Legacy? Asked Fluid Design to you.
Do I dabble in Legacy?
Mm-hmm.
I used to dabble in Legacy. I played Elves because combo is the best solitaire game, and it was really bad against Top. And now that Top's gone, I'm thinking I might dabble again. So we'll see. We'll see.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I'm not so. I mean, it's a high entry as far as mana base goes, but once you get that taken care of, you can run rampant. Legacy's a lot of fun. So.
Just like life, the deck starts with a cradle.
Yes. And then a bunch of 1/1s, all the babies.
Yep. You're building lands. How do we feel about it? I like it. Lands is sweet. There's something really satisfying about an actual Mage token. Chromatic Blast! 7 months in a row of subbing with a big old what? What? Someone to call Lil John? Which one? Someone call someone Lil and have them say that. Thank you so much for the sub. It's a pleasure having you. Thank you so much. Also, what's up, Demo? Hi. How you doing? Your life good? Life's great. How's your life?
Fantastic.
Man, some of you may have heard my story about going out to Seattle for a faulty adventure for breakfast.
It was
This
so
is
good.
Jacob. He was there.
It was so good.
We got Beth's.
Yeah.
You know?
That place is nationally known. It has a Wikipedia page in case you guys are curious. You can look it up. Beth's Cafe in Seattle.
Really?
Yes, it does.
I did not know that.
Yeah, we're on Food Network for their 12-egg omelet. It's disastrous.
Was it Guy Fieri?
No, I don't believe so.
Because you could put those on the back of your head and just.
Just all
This is
the way
diners,
around.
drive-ins, and dives. Oh, I love it.
Yeah.
Seth
Myers.
And
Wheeling tires. In
Hobbit Shires.
Yeah, best 12 eggs, exactly.
Uh,
I mean, he's got the tongue, the lips for pronouncing anything correctly. You just gotta say it first.
as long as I can say it, I can pronounce anything right. So heading into Game 3, Luke on the play again, and that was a Leyline of Sanctity. Look at that pregame action.
Yeah, I saw him sideboarding those in.
Luke's been
It's
pregaming.
gonna be pretty helpful.
That is the modern Hinda Turok on the right side.
Yeah.
No longer.
It's not gonna work so well.
It actually does that. The other mode is a black and blue to return target creature in graveyard and target creature on the battlefield to their owner's hands. So he
Okay.
could actually end up using that to bounce a creature in the graveyard.
Like a
as well.
Tarmogoyf.
Yeah, and then maybe actually hit like a SRAM or something like that just to buy a turn.
Okay, well, fingers crossed. That could be a half a card relevant.
Let's see here. How do you play Doomsday without top?
You just shout Doomsday over and over again until your opponent's like, I must be done. I'm out.
Usually bring DC Comics with you.
Just throw them on the table. This is my deck.
There are many like it, but this one is mine. What's up, AJ? How you doing? So, soothsaying.
Soothsaying.
You could also hope you can get lucky. I mean, that happens. Will FNM be constructed now that standard... FNM's... We've never had standard FNM, and I don't think ever. Even in the early days, I think it was always limited. I don't know.
Yeah.
I think FNM's always been limited. I think they moved standard to Sunday. Because that's when people wanted to show up.
Yeah, I think it just fits more schedules that way.
Yep. Flooded Strand being cracked from Luke and Josh with the Polluted Delta out on the battlefield. Has not cracked it yet.
I don't want to say I'm a bad Magic player, but if I was in Josh's position, I'd just be thinking, what do I do with Leyline on the field now?
Nothing.
Yeah.
Nothing at all. Actually, I mean, you've got all the hit. Like, your Mana Leaks are still good, your Abrupt Decays are still good, your Terminates are still good. And these are still a ton of cards that Luke never saw in Game 1.
It's true, yeah.
Or in Game 2.
And Surgical's still live.
Luke is still under the impression that what he saw in Game 1 was a red-green deck, and what he saw in Game 2 was a blue-black deck.
So anything's game.
There's been Grixis, because we saw the Kolagons come in, so he still has got a lot to see in this deck. He may have been paying attention to the graveyard, but...
Oh, man. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Cast one of the hunted creatures? Clearly you were watching a week ago when our San Antonio brew made it to the camera. It's a great deck. Hunted Sultai.
Sultai.
Yeah.
Interesting. That sounds like a spicy brew.
It is sweet. Brewed it at about 3 in the morning on a Sunday.
So the flavors are all melded together perfectly.
I see what you did there.
Puns.
We've got an Overgrown Tomb coming down tapped. Josh not needing a whole lot yet. Luke on 3 lands and not really getting a whole lot going. I think he's trying to make sure that the coast is clear. And every time that Josh has got mana open, Luke is playing a little bit cautiously. You rewatched that last night? Oh, that deck was so cool, though. You still can't get a hang of Hunted Sultai? Far too much variance? Well, I've never played it. I only completely theory crafted it. What's up, USMNT? How you doing? Did that Hunted Sultai list ever get posted anywhere? Yes, I think I tweeted it out that day. I don't know. Maybe? Something? Probably. Yes.
Conley's newest deck? What was that?
You're such a fan of Conley.
Yeah, well, I mean, we need more pro-level brewers.
Zach's been killing it lately.
Yeah.
Like, if there is a janky deck, Zach has put, like, at least a dozen hours into it.
Sweet.
Shared Fate, he's done his hardest on. He built Seance. We've streamed Seance together.
Ooh.
Oh, yeah. It's great. It's great.
Okay, yeah, Seance.
So the SRAM is out. Josh not deciding what he wants to do yet. No creatures in the graveyard to enable that. He does have a Fatal Push as well as a Snapcaster.
Push? Question mark.
And actually, I think he just pushed that in response to Luke passing the turn.
Interesting.
So I don't think that... Oh,
Is that Paladin in Luke's hand?
Drew into Surgical to take down SRAM.
Oh,
That's not bad
jeez.
at all. Oh, goodness.
It just feels like there are so many cards in Josh's deck that really put a wrench in Luke's combo. Oh my gosh.
Surgical Extraction is so good at taking down combo pieces. So we do
Ooh,
have...
Swan Song. Oh.
Sensor!
Oh, there
That's
it is.
Sensor! Luke just got Force Spiked.
There it is. Oh.
Yes!
Almond Cat with a vengeance.
I love it. I love it so much. I'm hyped about that card. I think it's great. And it just...
Said no. Zip it. Censored.
Whoa! There's a silence in hand too.
Oh my gosh.
Luke probably was gonna go off next turn, or he was gonna try to.
Yeah.
Whoa! That's so
time?
exciting to
So
me.
crazy.
Black Iron Barkus, Wargate. Nah, this stream is War. Great. Dude, make way for the tote. Thank you so much, Black Iron Barkus. It's awesome having you here. You're just fantastic. Thank you so much for helping us do what we do. This is so exciting tonight.
You're right, Josh. Surgical and Git Probe costing 0. We're broken.
Whoa. Hey, currently we're at 159, and a new thing showed up that said out of 175. So I don't know what that means, but we should get there. It says 159 out of 175 sub points, which suddenly I'm taking as a challenge.
You're on.
I'm like, oh, computer, you're going down. So everybody, do you want to help me in my recently acquired challenge of this mystery thing telling me what to do? And I want to beat it.
175. I bet we can count higher than that.
What is green in this 4-color control? There is a Tarmogoyf
Mm-hmm.
and a Huntmaster of the Fells.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah. The ways to win are green.
Yeah. Just the fun stuff. Green's a good color.
Interesting. So we're only, we're only 16 away from getting up to... Is that part of like a Twitch Pulse thing? I don't know. It's a mystery.
Yeah. I mean, the only person that would know is Artificial, and his name Twitch. I don't know if you've heard of him, but he's going down. We're going to count a little higher than he can.
Yeah. I've got 10 fingers and a lot of time.
I'll be right. Just gonna give him some time with his fingers.
Done.
Nice.
Thank you. Is more points good or less points good? I don't know. It's Twitch, not golf. That's exactly how I feel, Multani. Sub-points. We don't know what they do, but we want them. Call me when you have 16 fingers. These are all mine.
Nice watch.
Okay, so we've got Serum Visions down. They're for new emotes. Well, let's get more emotes, Glorious Visionary. What's up?
Emotes.
We don't come here. We come from TJ Dad Jokes and Buns. Lands or Mountains just subbed with Twitch Prime. Thank you so much. I love the Twitch Prime subs. They make me feel good inside. I appreciate it. Jacob appreciates it. All the players appreciate the love. Thank you, Lands or Mountains. You're basically saying that you're a blood moon, and I'm all about that card. I love it.
Yeah, now you're part of the family.
Is this whitelist control? Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
Uh-oh. Silence from Luke.
You need to host our channel? I agree. So Luke has decided that this is the turn, unless Josh...
Thoughts,
trying to...
Scour?
Oh, please tell me. If he hits
He can't.
Grape Shot or like a win condition...
Mhm. Can't target his opponent.
Oh, you're right. The hexproof.
Yeah.
You're right. So actually Luke might win here. Silence meaning that Josh cannot cast spells for the rest of this game. But Luke needs to draw well, because he's low on cards in hand, he's low on resources. He needs to functionally just nail it.
Right, yeah. He's got to get the right amount of Cheerios, get another
Retract?
retract, yeah.
Drawing a retract would be incredible.
Oh, man. It's cutting it close.
It would be edible.
Delicious.
Absolutely. This is an uncertain combo, but I think Luke has determined that this is the turn to go for it.
Yeah, go for it or go home. So here we are,
Exactly.
playing for the fences.
Does have a retract? Fantastic. Well done. Oh, he does.
All
And
right.
2 Moxes.
So the Moxes can't pop back up to his hand.
They also don't draw him cards.
Oh. Jeez.
Because Pure Steel Paladin specifically
Has no
defines
meta craft.
equipment.
Oh, equipment specifically, yeah.
Drew him to a land, and Luke has is going to pass the turn after attacking for 2. And Josh has got to feel good about that. Oh, never mind, he's not going to attack for 2 because I think he played that this turn.
Summoning sickness is a real thing.
It's so true. It's so true. All right.
Okay, so it's going to be the war of the 2 power creatures. We've got Pure Steel Paladin sitting on the battlefield and Snapcaster in the hand for Josh.
Right.
We'll see.
You've got Rise and Fall in hand, which half of it is useless.
Terminate.
Ooh, and it looks like that Pure Steel Paladin's contract came to an end.
You were terminated.
Oh, man. Nothing like getting Schwarzenated.
Needed?
Arnoldadoed?
Arnold Palmered?
Yes!
Those
Nothing
are
like
delicious.
getting Arnold Palmered off of the battlefield. Half lemonade, half iced tea, and all straight death for your Pure Steel Paladin.
Yeah, those guys can't handle it. I really love when the graveyard becomes the battlefield and you get like lands that are actually like Tarmogoyfs. Those are so good.
Oh, man.
It looks like Josh is in the same thought. He's like, get out of here. Get out of here, graveyard.
So, we have a Tarmogoyf on the battlefield. Looking at it, we've got instant creature, land, artifact, sorcery. I think we're at a Oh, we don't have sorcery. No sorceries at all. Another lane come down, but a 4-5 bashing in. Down to 11 for Luke, who now needs to draw into actually something similar to that. Let's try it again.
Look at my bear. It's so scary.
You know what I'm a little bit surprised by, actually?
What's that?
That Josh didn't use the Snapcaster to get the surgical on the Pure Steel Paladin.
Yeah, I wonder what plan he has.
Arnold Palmer is a generic drink, actually. Fun fact.
Interesting.
We're not sponsored. Well, I mean, like, Arnold Palmer is a recipe. It's not. It's not.
Right. It's the mixture of
Yeah.
tea to lemonade.
Yeah. It's like saying that there's no such thing as a generic martini. Yes, there is. It's a martini.
It's a martini. Whether it's shaken or stirred.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. How did he attack? End-step shenanigans. But I'm still a little bit surprised that he's not using that surgical on these Pure Steel Paladins.
Looks like Luke has drawn Grape Shot, and he's just wondering what led to this point. Like, if I were Luke, that's where my brain would be like, man, if only, if only.
If this was the past, I wish this was the present. Wait. Nice. We're going to go for a Grape Shot to take down the Snapcaster Mage. It does buy Luke time. Scratch that. It makes it into a 5-6.
Oh, gosh.
So Josh takes the game in 3. But you know what? If you want to talk about personal victories, did you see the turn 2 win in game 1?
Oh, my gosh.
Crushed it.
Just
A
blinding.
I don't know. I'm ready to go home. I drop from the event now and say, I've peaked. I'm out.
I've hit as best as I can. I'm going to go home, pat myself on the back for a few hours.
Undefeated. Like, after that game, I would have left.
Yeah.
You need to know what Arnold Palmer is? It is just 50% iced tea, 50% lemonade. That's an Arnold Palmer.
100% amazing.
Yeah. Oh, the other person's Arnold Palmer. Never mind. Okay, I was like, it's...
Delicious.
Yeah, actually, I do really enjoy it. Leave the new guy alone with the stream? Did I leave you alone with the... Oh, I see what you're saying, because if I had let... No, I'm saying that, you know what, Luke, stay. Luke, you're great. Let's head on up to the booth and see if we can find another match. We'll head on up. See you there. Hello, and thank you so much for joining. My name's TJ. Jacob is out there trying to find us another match. We're on turns already? No, I forgot to reset the timer at the beginning. I'm going to take a look at that. Arnold Palmer's great, Cole.
I know I won't.
We've got about 14 minutes left in the round, so let's go ahead and set that one up. We might be able to... would you be able to help Jacob? He's not familiar with the process. Thank you. Alright. Any Amonkhet cards seeing play in Modern? We did just see a Censor take down... who won? That would be Josh, who took down the win. Dwarf. Okay. But... someone just got censored? Who just got censored? It's not me. Is it you? I don't know. I don't know. But, welcome everybody. It's the Geek Fortress stream. We do this 3 times a week, every Wednesday, Friday, and Saturday. You can join us for some fun. Every Wednesday and Saturday, we've got Modern. Wednesdays at 7 and Saturdays at 6. Every Friday, we have Legacy at 7:30, plus those extra special events. It's a lot of fun. I'll be here for almost all of them. And today, we are joined... that's right. I thought you meant like the words... Never mind. This card is going to throw me off. You're right. The card Censor was sweet. There's some other ones floating around that I have seen, and I'm excited about the possibilities with them. Oronel, it is good to see you. Also, everybody, we are reinvigorating our campaign for subs because it's kind of fun. But... Tron Beetle, it's good to see you. BL Royal, truly, I do appreciate you saying that. This stream is something that I've become excessively passionate about, and I don't know. I mean, everybody likes to hear good things, right? So, we are at 160 subs, but there is now a new little thing that just shows me in parentheses next to it, 160 out of 175, TJ. It says that. It says that, and it's mocking me. And now I'm taking this as a challenge, and I'm thinking to myself, everybody, we can do this. We can beat that. It says 160 out of 175. We're 15 away. We got all the way up to 160. Can we beat this mysterious machine which has decided to challenge us? I don't know. I don't know. Maybe. Maybe we can, maybe we can't, but there's only... Wait, I bet I can take part in this. Hold on. I think that today is my resub day. Let's find out. Maybe. 15 subs for TJ. Always be yourself, unless you can be glorious. That's true. It's Skynet? Nope. Okay, I already did resub. I can't be a part of it. Dang it. I messed up. I lied. Well, I didn't lie. Yeah, I guess I did. I apologize for that, everybody. You're only missing 4 red base fetches. B Proxy! Thank you so much for subbing with that Twitch Prime. I appreciate it. I appreciate you. Thank you for being an awesome person. Thank you for guiding me when I worked with you as being an awesome person who just taught me a bunch of stuff. Thanks for being a cool guy who plays sweet decks like eggs. Thanks for just what you are, who you are, and what you be. Keep doing it, keep being it, and keep being great. Because that's awesome. Also, I think you were the one who bought me my last-minute onesie when I needed one. So that's pretty cool, too. But, Boros Burn for Modern, that sounds sweet, RNL. Good luck with that one. I dig it. I love it. Also, fun fact, yesterday. Can you sub from mobile? Yes, you can, I believe. But, man, 161. Thank you so much, Pete Proxy. Yesterday, fun fact, fun little things. Keep an eye on the Turn 1 Thoughtseize podcast. Yesterday, recorded my test podcast with them, which will become lumped with an episode with some of the other potential candidates for the podcast, and they will be looking for feedback for it. How are we looking out there?
Oh, it's beautiful. There's so many amazing people.
So many of them.
Yeah, they're just flocks of geese. just rolling around, having a blast.
So we've got some seismic swans out there, huh?
That's right. Yeah, so we're waiting on a couple game 2s to see who will finish first and if they're going to go to game 3.
And if they do, they'll jump on over for us?
That's right.
How wonderful. Is Coleman keeping an eye?
That's right. Coleman's out there fishing them in. He's got those geese on a hook.
I'm pretty sure that's illegal.
In some countries, yes.
Did Cheerios win? It did not. ETA on Project X. I think... I'm optimistic about finishing Project X by the end of this week. So hopefully soon we shall see. Oh yeah, we did once say slamming a goose, Steven. That's funny. Alright, RNL, have a good evening. We'll see you in a little bit. What do people think of Bant Eldrazi right now? Do you have any thoughts on it?
Well, I have Bant Eldrazi right now. It's a lot of fun to play, but it just isn't quite as consistent or, I want to say, like, as powerful as Colorless Eldrazi.
The deck's a 2 or a 10.
Yeah.
It's never like a 0, but like it has hands that just feel like fluff, and then it's got hands that are straight fire.
I really like having the colors in there for Bant, so you can Noble and you pump your Eldrazi into crazy monstrosities, and you can Path, which is the premier removal spell. But
true, and you get Ancient Strings, which is the best.
Yeah, as far as filtering and fixing goes, yeah, it really doesn't have the clean mana base that Colorless Eldrazi has, though, which is why I think Colorless Eldrazi, as far as the Eldrazi decks in Modern, is the better.
It's also putting up more numbers right now, but it's very possible that's it's the new hotness, right?
Sure, it's inflated just by
there is that possibility.
Alright, I got you guys a game 3.
Tell me more about it.
Well, Eli's one of them. He's a good one.
No, the other one.
The other one?
I'm just kidding.
Well, the person facing the wall's name is Sawyer.
I know what Eli's on, don't I?
Sawyer's playing Soul Sisters.
Am I gonna...
Hey, Soul Sisters.
We were talking about this. Oh my goodness. This is what I think it is, isn't it? This is Soul Sisters versus Turbofog.
No.
Oh, thank goodness.
No. Eli's playing Bant Eldrazi.
Oh, we were
There
just
it
talking
is.
about that deck.
Yep.
Psychic. This kid.
Apparently Sawyer won game 1 because when you go to flicker Drown Oracle a billion times, it's really bad when you have 3 Soul Winds in play.
Yeah, no, that's how you win.
Oh man, okay.
Thanks, Coleman.
This is gonna be sweet. Let's do. Can I get a Johnny's Pride Mate? No. Dang it. How about nice, let's do that. Oh, that's a good one. Okay, you ready?
I'm ready. Are
Let's
you
see.
ready?
Oh, I'm so ready. It's been a long time since we've had Soul Sisters. I love the deck. I'm excited.
Let's go.
All right, so we've got a game 3. Eli on the right, Sawyer on the left, Soul Sisters, and Bantel Drazi. Who is taking your edge in this match?
Against Soul Sisters and Ban Eldrazi. Well, Ban Eldrazi can put out a lot of creatures, but if you've got the Soul Lords out, then you're really not going to be doing much in the life totals category. So it really depends on opening hands for me. It can go either way, but it's a game 3, right? So they've had a chance to sideboard. I kind of want to put it in Ban Eldrazi's favor because you could get like a Chalice and then lock out Soul Sisters from putting any 1-drops down, and then you're in prime position.
That's true. Or Injured Explosives. Really good.
Yeah.
I'm going to put my edge towards Sawyer because as far as the decks go, weirdly enough, this is a deck that is running 2 creatures which can actually outclass Eli's creatures.
Ooh, which ones?
Sarah Ascendant and a Johnny's Brideway.
Those ones get pretty big pretty quick.
Exactly. It's also partly to disagree with you for the purpose of, a dichotomy.
And maintain
But-
that fair dichotomy.
Exactly, but I think mulligans from both players, and like we were talking about, Soul Sisters, a little bit more on the consistent side than Bantel Drazi.
Yeah. I saw in Sawyer's opening hand a Gideon, interestingly enough. So I'll be interested to see how that plays out if he plays one of those on turn 4.
Well, we've seen Gideon versus the Eldrazi before.
We know how that turned out.
It went well for Gideon.
Fingers crossed, huh? All right. Well, in this case, I hope the Noodle Monsters win.
You hope we're having not having spaghetti for dinner?
Exactly. I hope Spaghetti has us for dinner.
I do. Partially, I am also rooting for Soul Sisters because it is such a iconically cool deck that always exists on that fringe, and we haven't had it here for some time. That's 1 land. Oh, 2 lands. Totally worth it. Keep it. You've got a Pridemate too. And Eli seems to be okay with this hand. It's got a turn 1 Noble, and
Noble.
Sawyer is shipping.
Sawyer's looking for that perfect combination. And Eli says Noble Hierarchy is my perfect combination.
You did like the idea of playing the Fleeing Manticore in the red-white and then throw a Pridemate at the opponent's face after attacking? That sounds kind of sweet.
Kind of dirty, kind of sweet.
A little bit mixed results occasionally. It's a lot better than flinging, say, like the mirror token that you're going to get off of... But I can dig it. I can see it.
Yeah.
Flinging things is fun.
But not Spaghetti.
We're back on spaghetti. You did have spaghetti for dinner? Now I want spaghetti for dinner. We should go get spaghetti after this.
Where's the spaghetti place?
My kitchen.
Perfect.
Yes.
I'm there.
What? So, turn 1 Leyline of Sanctity, Thought-Knot Seers, Arbusto. Now, cool thing, while it does stop the Thought-Knot Seer looking at the hand, it also stops the card draw when you remove it.
Oh, interesting.
It is target opponent draws a card when it dies, not each opponent, or not your opponents. It is target opponent draws a card, so it actually does have a little bit of two-sidedness to it.
Yeah, there's a balance there with that removal of your opponent.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Looks like Eli's got a Painland here in Ancient Stirrings. Does have a path to exile, but doesn't have a turn to giant creature.
Looks like Sawyer's trying to build the defenses on the enchantments. It's just, what do I got here? I just shore up my defenses, make sure you can't get through when I play a big bomb.
Yeah. Onto the Pier is going to be really phenomenal with, so he did not draw the 3rd land, but what he did have was a Squadron Hawk. So he's going to line up on these, probably just going for enough to refill his hand. These have a lot of really cool synergy with Martyr of Sands.
Hmm. Yeah, Martyr of Sands is the basic explosive combo in Soul Sisters that I'm aware of.
Mhm.
You just show your opponent all these white things and gain all the life, and then laugh at them.
Usually people do laugh at me when they're playing Soul Sisters against me. I'm often on burn. That 3rd land for Sawyer could be pretty big here because while this is actually a 2/2 for 2, that fetches up more 2/2s for 2. He also has got a white for 3 2/2s, which is not shabby.
So Eli's looking for what with that?
He's looking for the Eldrazi
That.
Temple, and I'll look at the other 4 just cause.
Just in case, you know. There, that answers my question.
Just gives him 5 mana. If he's got a Reality Smasher in hand, it's live with that Eldrazi spawn. But he also, I think, has a Gideon in hand, which is really confusing me. I don't like that.
If it was the 5-drop Gideon, which he'll never play.
Oh, Eldrazi Displacer coming down. What's the card next to Leyline? That is
Honor
Honor.
of the Pure.
Exactly.
It's pretty good for a mono white deck.
I've dabbled in it before. Another Squadron Hawk. No search this time.
I wonder why.
Attack for 2.
Okay, so
Eli seems to be considering the Path to Exile. I would not recommend it on this creature.
is that a Gideon in the Eli's hand as well?
Yes, it is.
It's like dueling banjos.
I know. So Sawyer has the other Squadron Hawk still missing land drops, and I think this game might come down to Sawyer missing the land drops.
Yeah.
Eli's got a Reality Smasher in hand, and I think that's the play this turn.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
It's a lot of damage. Attacking with this flyer just trades with the Squadron Hawk, but it also guarantees getting 8 damage through this turn.
Yeah.
And we are going to take it all go down to 7. Sawyer has got to have a trick up his sleeve or something to that effect. But we do have the 3rd land, probably a Spectral Possession. 10 power worth of blockers now. We
Staying
could
alive.
line up in front of the Reality Smasher and in front of the Displacer. The issue is that Eli could use any kind of mana to start flickering these tokens.
True. With the Eldrazi Temple.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so it's up to Eli. What does he want to do? Is Sawyer gonna pass a turn back?
And tokens don't come back from that.
Little known fact.
Little known fact, once they're gone, they're gone.
Yeah. So Sawyer's contemplating attacking. Oh.
You know what? Good on you, Sawyer. Get after it.
I'm gonna get you with this bird.
You gotta get after it with the bird. In general, I think there's a good rule for humankind. If it's a bird and it's not flying away, you should fear it.
Because,
It's probably a goose or an upset chicken.
well,
Both of which I'm not interested in.
yeah, no, geeses, gooses, chickadees, chicks, chickens,
Uh-huh.
and squawking hawks
Yes.
will all hit you in the face for damage.
The occasional turducken. Live. So an attack with 2 Reality Smashers, Eldrazi Sky Spawner. That's a pretty powerful attack.
We got some dudes on the ground running at your face. What are you gonna do, Sawyer? He's like, I'm gonna count it all up and see if I want to take it.
No blocks. You could, man. At 7, it means that you have to block both of these.
Smashers.
Yeah, and it don't feel good. And actually, I'm not even sure if you can block enough of it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. No, you actually can't. Attacking with the Squadron Hawk meant that Sawyer can't block enough. Even if you throw it all in front of the Smashers, you could throw. Oh, and wait. I think you can end at 1 and only have a Squadron Hawk. You put 1 in front of the Displacer, and then you put the others in front of 2 in front of a Smasher, and then 1 of them in front of the Sky Spawner, and you end up taking 6 damage. And you end up killing the Sky Spawner. The problem is that what are you gonna do after that?
Yeah, the power of Soul Sisters is they build their creatures
Land
into
rapid.
each other. Yeah, so when your opponent has the better board state or lands a Wrath of God, then you're back to square 1. So
Mhm.
this is rough. What do we
You
do?
end up losing 3 of your creatures, but then you could potentially draw a land and play the 2 remaining Squadron Hawks and replace them and just not attack this time, and you might be able to start beating the board that way.
Retribution of the Meek, huh? Yeah.
Interesting. But these players just hit turns after their time extension. So whatever happens, Eli might just be winning this turn. I think Sawyer's just drawing up the math. I believe Sawyer, new to this deck, was building it earlier today. Had some questions about it, so I think he is pretty new to it, all things considered. Looks like he is lining up. Needs to put that last one in front of the displacer, and we are going to be down to 1. We're down to 1, and we're down a pretty good board. Used to take care of an emu that was
6.
abused. Huh. Yeah, emus are pretty scary. I wouldn't really want to deal with that. Sawyer at 1, 2 smashers. Remember that there's also a mad reshaper, Neldrazi Displacer out.
Right.
We do have the ability to cast 2 Squadron Hawks. We could also put down a Ranger of Eos to feel pretty kind of cool. Also an Elsbeth in hand, which, again, cool.
I think the Ranger would be my play.
I think this hand had a... I mean, remember that Sawyer was on a mulligan to 5. And I think that the hand just did not... Yeah, so...
Yeah, did not get there.
Offers the handshake. Sawyer just didn't have enough of the pieces to get that early game going. Had a lot of the cool end game, like, let's start cleaning up, and just wasn't able to ever drop down the sister, was never able to drop down a Mother of Sands, which would have bought a huge amount of time.
Get the lands in play, which would have opened up everything else in his hand.
Yes,
But well played.
Like, never was able to hit that Spectre Possession on curve.
Yeah.
Another really good point.
Yeah, that was a good match. Nice.
All right, so let's head on up to the booth and get ready for round 2. Round 1 draws to an end. Eli overcoming the Soul Sisters and 4-color control besting the Breakfast. So off to a good start for its day. Let's head on up to the booth. Hello everybody, thank you so much for joining. We should be getting the next round shortly. We'll see if Jacob either heads out or if Coleman is going to be amenable to helping us out. Don't entirely know, but he's probably listening. So Coleman, if you're out there, if you're listening, if you are who is, I don't know, I ran out of words, but that's okay. We'll just recalibrate, attack again. Let us know. Jacob, how you doing?
I'm fantastic. I'm loving it here. I'm super appreciative of you allowing me to swing on by and nuzzle up.
I'm super appreciative of you being here. I would not be here if it was not for you. Your persistence got me into the game to begin with. You, who's the cool new person? This is Jacob. He is the man that got me into the game, taught me the game, bought me my first Magic deck, and was my first mentor in the game, and actually was pretty influential. Only played with you primarily for a good while getting into the game.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for a while.
So this is your first ever stream, and it's come a little bit full circle because I remember my first ever conversations about content creation were with you.
I remember, yeah, that was fun.
Cat Denawesome86, thanks for the follow.
Got you guys round 2 for it.
Tell me more about it, Coleman.
Got Michael facing the wall
What?
Michael on the wall.
and Nick on the other side.
What's Michael on?
Ad nauseam.
Poor Nick. Oh, actually, Nick might be fine. He's in a weird... Yep.
Nope.
He switched?
Yep.
What's he on?
Eldra.
He borrowed it from Patrick, didn't he?
I think so. I saw an Endbringer. I don't think that fits into what deck you thought it was.
Nope.
Oh man, Endbringer.
Now that's not quite what I expected.
Yeah, all you need is the Basilisk Collar, and you've got the machine gun.
Yeah, man, it is such a cool combo.
I always have fun, and he'll get there.
One step at a time. Okay, so let's check out what this said really quick. Jacob, what's your favorite wedge?
Oh, my favorite wedge?
Yep.
I think I was most attracted to Esper back in the day.
I think that was true. BattleBots Geek Fortress stream, maybe one day. We'll see. Lance, what's your favorite modern deck?
I like Abzan, although back when I built it, it was called Junk.
That's true. All right, you ready to head on down and see what we do?
Well, let's see what's going on.
All right, we'll see you there. Okay, so the players lining up on the field. Nick on the right side with Eldrazi Tron. Now this deck has been near dominating the meta lately. It's in the top 3 for just placeholders. Ad Nauseam also picking up a lot of slack recently. She just took down the Star City Atlanta Classic. Nuresia, thank you so much for hitting that follow button. Pleasure having you here.
Welcome, welcome, welcome.
And we just saw Bant. Now we're moving to the
old colorless.
It's not me!
Zorg Zero, thank you so much for the sub. It's a pleasure having you here. Thanks for the support. Thanks for being awesome. Michael, normally our vendor with lands and front. I think Nick was fully aware of that.
Yep, just playing the old games.
Mm-hmm.
Junk back in the day had Deathrite Shaman, and it was amazing.
Yeah. That was good.
Yeah, that was a fun deck to play.
So Michael going with a Sleight of Hand and a Serum Visions, and off to a pretty decent. Ooh, that is the Phyrexian Unlife. Ad Nauseam, probably one of the top 2 combo decks right now. This and Storm have been putting up a lot of numbers. It's just too much personality to handle on stream.
But this does tone down.
No, don't turn it down. Keep it going. We've known each other since we were both about 5, so we've had a little bit of an influence on each other's personalities at one point or another.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Several points, all of them.
Mostly just kind of helixing.
Just one big.
You took the white mana, I took the red mana. So, we're gonna crack this map, find ourselves an Eldrazi Temple. That is gonna be 5 mana next turn. Does look pretty neat for going for the Reality Smasher, which, as far as ways to apply pressure, not bad. But against Ad Nauseam specifically, I'm much more interested in Thought-Knots here.
Yeah, me too. I think you need that disruption, or smash in the face won't matter too much.
If Nick, so
there
cool
it is.
Thing. If Nick has one more Eldrazi Temple in hand, unlikely but possible, also has access to All Is Dust because it is an Eldrazi spell, and that is surprisingly good against a Phyrexian Unlife.
Yes. Yes, it is. Oh, man, but that Thought Knot went away, got negated, Pact Negation.
Mm-hmm.
Done.
Pact of Negation, kind of spendy, though.
Yeah, well, we'll see what happens next
But
turn.
Michael doesn't have an option. I mean, when you have the win in hand and have the option of no longer having the win in hand, you probably want to keep it.
Right? Gotta protect the shores.
Exactly. So Michael fires off an Angel's Grace to survive, gets a Scryan. We now have a Lotus Bloom, 6 mana up for Michael. Nick not able to get to enough mana, so is sitting on 4 or 6 mana depending on who you ask.
All of the mana. I just that's just too much for me to count. How many fingers do I need? All of it.
At least 16. And dropping in a Pentad Prism, because if that wasn't enough mana, you might as well get some more. Okay. Let's see. Sorry that you've been creeping. Yeah, I don't think you've been creeping. You're working 60 hours a week. Dang, to save grad school in August. Don't get much time to watch. Hey, that's super great, Weston. Congratulations. Keep doing what you're doing. You're chasing what it is that you want to do, and that is incredible. So keep doing it. You have our full support.
Yeah, thanks for spending a little bit of your free time with us.
Exactly. We appreciate that. It's always nice to hear from you.
Lands in front.
What I have is mana sources. Does it really matter? True. Ooh, Spoils of the Vault. We don't know what we're naming, but we
Just going for a Johnny Vengeance. Here we go.
maybe we're just going for Ad Nauseam and hoping the best. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8, 9, 10, 11, 13, 14.
Oh, there it was.
So
Angel's
we were
Grace.
naming Angel's Grace we are down to 5 after that.
Whew.
He was 5 cards away from straight losing, but I believe he has got it in hand. But because it's an Angel's Grace and not the Unlife, Nick's All Is Dust is not going to interact. Unless Michael decides to go for the Laboratory Maniac, sweet win, but then Michael has got a Pact of Negation, so even still will likely not win. You beat this deck by beating it before Ad Nauseam gets cast. Once it's done resolving, your odds of winning are functionally 0 just because they've got Pact of Negation throughout the deck.
Yeah, it just gets so slim.
So suddenly we've got an Angel's Grace coming down. We aren't looking to lose. And there it is, popping the Bloom, popping the Prism, tapping a land, and Nick knows what it looks like, scoops it up. Whew. What was that? That was Spoils of the Vault.
That was turn your deck into whatever you want.
Great in EDH.
Stab yourself for each card. Oh god. Oh.
Single black instant, name a card. Reveal cards from the top of your library until you reveal the named card. Then put that card in your hand. Remove all other cards revealed this way into the game, and you lose life. A life for each of the removed cards. Oh, so you actually had 6, not 5, because it was only 14 cards that were exiled.
And he takes the 15th.
Exactly. Woo! Gitsun, hello, it's good to see you. Came here a while ago. Yes, I do recognize your name. Mr. Brill! Mr. Brills! Oh no, it's good to see you.
Come on in, the water's fine.
Should have made sure that he had it. There was no win conditions at all revealed off of that one.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think any Seeming Spirit Guides or Lightning Storms were revealed off of that one, and that's like the part of the risk of this Spoils the Vault. He did get rid of the Laboratory Maniac.
In the spoils?
Well, yeah, because they're exiled.
Right.
So if you were to go like Laboratory Maniac, Lightning Storm, Angel's Grace,
Oh. Yeah.
well,
Well.
that's unfortunate.
Time to mow myself out. Here we go.
Okay, time for the good old-fashioned natural draw.
Yeah, right. What he'd have to wish him back into the game.
Okay, showing my age. I was born after that skit was made. I just owned the second season of SNL and like a couple of the others. Showing my age. I know. I'm getting up there in the years. I'm up to 25 now. As are you.
Yeah, it's a quarter century now.
Happy birthday to you, by the way. Oh no! Mr. Bill, what a great skit. Always a fun one. I remember. Yeah, sorry, I'm gonna start getting nostalgic about things that I wasn't there for. So, Michael takes game 1 in the Ad Nauseam Eldrazi-Tron matchup. Eldrazi-Tron not with a huge amount of ways to interact, and it looks like Nick has taken out the things that kill creatures, the things that take way too long, and
an Ulamog.
the Ulamog is interesting.
Just put ramp to Ulamog to get rid of some lands to keep Ad Nauseam from going off. I think.
That's a risky move. Let's see. I didn't update the round number.
Oh.
Thank you so much, Static Grip.
Good call.
You're the best.
I'm on it, boss.
Around. And here comes your old pal Sluggo. I have no idea what that is. Is that a reference that I'm not getting?
Probably.
Cool.
Nice.
That's so funny.
Oh, good one.
I love that joke.
Pitiful.
Woo.
I know that reference.
Yeah, me too. So, and Nick gonna be on play.
And what is he looking for in his opening hand? Just like
A Chalice might be okay on like 0.
Yeah.
Because it lets you take down the Pact of Negations. It lets you take down the Chalice on 1. Also not bad because it takes down the Angel's Grace as well as the Serum Visions, the Sleight of Hands, all that stuff.
I like that Chalice on 1. I mean, like any number of Eldrazi temples is always a plus. You like just 4 temples and then Ulamog. Let's play this game.
Oh, I forgot a reference in the thing that I was referencing.
Sluggish reference, Mr. Bill.
Exactly.
Reference.
Exactly.
I'll daisy chain this bad boy.
Time to be like the TJ stream. Chet needs to organize and accomplish something. Oh man, that's always brutal.
Did you get to enjoy any of the sun out today?
No, I worked.
I'm so pale. I needed it. So
But there were
I'll
no
stop
plane
the sun.
crashes today, so that's good.
Thank goodness.
Yesterday, a plane crashed about, I don't know, less than 100 yards, about 100 yards maybe, from this.
Whoa.
Yeah, from like my work. It was just like you could see it from. Yeah, so that's no injuries.
Oh
Not
wow!
a
I was
one.
gonna say, is
There was like
hurt?
fireballs getting onto cars.
Okay.
Nobody even went to the hospital.
Wow.
Not an injury.
They were just like, kumbaya, let's roast some marshmallows. That was fun.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Yeah. Well, not quite like that. I think people were a little bit startled, but
But it all worked out fine.
It worked out okay. We do have a pithy needle for Nick. Coolest thing about this pithy needle. Now, it's not an incredible card in this. If you want to open the door and find out what they named, think I know what it is. Yes.
Lightning storm.
Named Lightning Storm, the only instant or sorcery that has an activated ability on it. So it actually stops the card from working. Now, it makes Michael do a bit more work because he does run Echoing Truth, but it makes him have it.
So now he's got to dig for the Echoing Truth and have the Lightning Storm.
Yep, and he likely did bring it in to be able to take down, potentially, the Chalice as well.
Chalices too, so it's probably in this matchup. Okay.
Do we only do Magic the Gathering on this channel? Yes, we do every Wednesday, Friday, and Saturday.
Because it's awesome.
Yes. Rathan, you saw it the next day and thought I had a really interesting week. That was on Reddit. Well, that was about... The perspective of that dash game was probably about 2 football fields away from where I was sitting at that exact moment.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Jeez. So you were right up on it.
Yeah.
Whew. Well, today was a little bit more calm.
You're getting on a plane. Large commercial, large planes have a fantastically low crash rating.
Right.
It is only with the small personal ones where they're generally there's a lot of variation and there's a lot more of the human element inside those ones that can and just other stuff. So those ones spawns and they're generally low injury, but the large jetliner and stuff extremely rare. So you'll be fine. You'll be good.
Yeah, you'll have fun. Take a nap, watch a movie, watch us, play some Magic.
I nap every time I'm on a plane. It's awesome. So, we've got a Lotus Bloom that's getting ready to come off of Suspend. Nick untapping with some lands, hoping to get something going. I think that's I see a Walking Ballista, and it looks like we're just going to try and apply all the pressure.
Smash and
Saying,
face.
I hope I delayed you enough to where this deals 5, next turn I deal 10, and then I drop down a Walking Ballista and try and close it out, and hopefully it forces Michael to take a little bit of time to get the Echoing Truth, to get the Ad Nauseam, to get the, hopefully you got time.
Yeah, with the Pithy Needle out, it's got to... I have the tendency, if I were Nick, to just feel comfortable behind that defense and start smashing face as fast as possible.
Absolutely. So the Phyrexian Unlife comes down. That is going to buy a lot of time.
Yeah.
It does say that you don't lose for having 0 or less life, and once you do have 0 or less life, you start taking damage and poison counters. Thought-Knot Seer coming down. Now that is good. Michael does have a Pact of Negation in hand, but is this where you want to use it?
He has
Apparently
not.
not. We see a Spoils of the Vault, and I think that is the take.
Is that another Phyrexian Unlife in his hand?
Yes. So it
Alright.
means that taking that one out is probably not the way to victory. Bash and Face might be. Michael is a long ways away from the win right now.
And he's at 9 life now?
Mm-hmm.
Oh man, getting close.
Functionally 19 in a weird roundabout sort of way.
Because of the Phyrexian 10 infect he needs to take.
Well, actually, next turn, next turn, exactly 9 damage is being dealt with this Thought-Knot Seer and the Reality Smasher, actually. Which means that Michael needs to win next turn. He functionally needs to draw the Ad Nauseam next turn. And that's
how it'll go.
That's it.
Oh man, it's getting down to the wire.
Yeah. Otherwise, Nick's going to take this game too through the power of beating face. It's the Captain America approach.
Sounds very red for this colorless deck.
And, is this an Angel's Grace? Maybe. Nope. Alright, we've decided not an Angel's Grace. That buys a lot of time though, but Nick might just drop down the Walking Ballista. Because the Reality Smasher, you have the kill anyway. And that is the case. Pithy Needle value, it is naming Lightning Storm. Let's take a look at Lightning Storm because it's so easy to forget that it has an activated ability because it's the only one that does.
Yeah, it can get a little complex too when you read it.
Mm-hmm. from Cold Snap of all sets. You'd think it was a future sight card.
Right.
But it deals X damage to a creature or player where X is 3 plus the number of charge counters on this instant. Discard a land card. Put 2 charge counters on Lightning Storm. You can choose new targets and any player may activate this ability.
Yeah, so if you want to Lightning Storm yourself, just...
Boom, deals 2 damage. Gotcha.
I don't need these lands, I'd rather just take some damage.
Absolutely. Has it been decided that the new Gideon is good or bad for Ad Nauseam? I don't think it's been decided yet. I think that it's not as good as Phyrexian Unlife. It might be like a sideboard piece against Infect and things like that, which Unlife is awful against.
Yeah, I think in fact it might be a good card to bring in. It dies to Abrupt Decay, right?
Yeah, but Infect doesn't run that.
Exactly. So you can bring it in against Infect, but I don't know if it'd be good against...
Just
like,
plus it on the Inkmoth Nexus if you want to.
Yeah.
And a near lethal swing. Does Michael have a way to stop it? Angel's Grace, maybe. This says Angel's Grace to me.
Angel's Grace. All that puts me...
And a bag of chips.
He's like, what is that? What is this card?
So I
do?
think we are finding out if this actually raises the life total or not. And I'm not able to bring up the card on there.
Apostrophes, no love.
Yep. So I think we're at 1 infect and 1 life. Or 1 poison, 1 life.
Okay.
So, suddenly Michael at 1 life, surviving pretty decently well. The Walking Ballista basically prevents that from being particularly effective. Michael going for it now. Or, I'm sorry, Nick going for that well. It doesn't. Well, it didn't matter anyway.
Yep, here comes
We'll just
the
have to
beats
check
again.
that later.
Yeah, we'll take a look.
Well, I guess now it might be worth checking. Let's see here. Might be worth mentioning that it doesn't do that. If you want to go out and just ask them to hold off for a moment and double check with Dylan.
Sure.
Okay. So I think we're going to have them hold off for a moment. We are double checking on that ruling. I don't have that. Let's bring up Angel's Grace on a different system that we have. Okay. Let's get Angel's Grace up. Mostly Lost, thank you so much for the sub. You are amazing and awesome and great. So it's if damage would reduce your life total to less than 1, it reduces it to 1 instead. But it does specify reduce. You can reduce life, but I think it's if it reduces it to 1, it would be raising it in the other way. And I think that's the... Let's see here if there's rulings. Let's see. If your life total goes There is a ruling on it.
Oh, good. We got somebody who knows.
If your life total goes below 1, being dealt damage will not increase it back up to 1.
Oh, okay.
2016-9-20 from September 25th to 2006.
Okay.
Yes. Okay. Okie doke. Jen Vong with the sub. Thank you everybody for filling this Judge Rules question with some amazing subs. I appreciate it. We are now at, ooh, those are some resubs, but still great. 162 of the 175 that we are being challenged for. What's happened here? So we had an Angel's Grace in response to an attack while Michael was at 0. And so we were just doing a quick ruling to see if that would reduce it to 1 or keep it at 0.
So, yeah.
So I think you... Let's see. It also doesn't prevent damage. It only changes the result of damage dealt to you. Man, that is a weird card. So would you end up actually dying to that? If your life total goes... Because it doesn't prevent damage. You can't lose. But I think Michael actually might have died that. It doesn't prevent the damage. So I think he took all of that damage. It was never reduced. And then
Through
he died
Angel's
at the
Grace.
end step when the Angel's Grace ended.
Oh my gosh, what
Yeah.
a crazy card.
I'm pretty sure Michael died.
Jeez Louise. crazy.
Yep. Just grab Dylan if needed. Okay. I'm fairly certain that Nick won that one, though. Yeah, I think not firing off the Angel's Grace when he was getting hit while he was at 9, when he was getting attacked for 9, I think he decided to wait until he was at 0. And I think that ended up being what killed him. Angel's Grace is a weird card. Okay. Right, mostly lost, right. So, but it doesn't actually prevent the damage, so that's all still being dealt. The Angel's Grace is still out. So that is interesting. That is interesting. So we're working on getting through that rule. I believe Michael, a little bit new to the... Well, I think actually I've never seen Michael play Ad Nauseam before. And this is a pretty corner case rule scenario, truly. So I think that they're just working through it right now to make sure that there's a full understanding. Goatman the Savage, that's true, but at least until the next upkeep. At the next upkeep, he would have a lethal amount of poison counters. So I think they're working through the ruling now, making sure that that the acting judge is around and making sure that everything makes sense, because that's really like the primary job of these rules, and the primary job of, like, you know, interacting with a judge is ensuring that it's an educating kind of thing about the rules. So I think they're just working through it right now, making sure that everything happens correctly and making sure that there's a full understanding. But I believe that the resolution will be that Nick will end up with the win this game to see what happens. So not entirely certain. Not entirely certain what we've got. Okay, but that's okay. That means that we will have a game 3 between Ad Nauseam and Eldrazi-tron, which is always exciting because that means that we've got more Magic to watch. If you are joining, be sure to hit that follow button if you haven't yet. Also, feel free to hit that sub button and help us hit our goal of 175. This goal was given to us by Twitch itself. On a list saying how many subs, it's now challenging me to this by saying 162 out of 175, TJ. There's 162 out of 175. And now I'm all feeling the challenge. I love a good challenge. Challenging me is something that I am just a sucker for. And now that the computer says it, now I have to do it. I don't know why Twitch did. I don't know what sub points are, but I know that I want them. Look at all those sweet emotes from the Jackalpup. Hello, hello, hello to everybody else. To the people who are wondering what is the name below me next to my name, Jacob Espy. Well, Jacob is the new host that is joining us for the first time today. Be sure to get hyped about that. Ask him some questions when we have time. Say hi. Welcome him to the stream. Jacob Espy holds a special place in my heart as my longest friend. I have known him since I was the young age of about 5. We've known each other. We've had school together, and we have been friends. He is also the person who got me into the game. He taught me the game. He bought me my first Magic deck. He convinced me to start playing it, and he got me hooked on this game, which has led to this moment in which I get to interact with all of you, and my life would be so very different without him. Was that a dab? Oh, I certainly hope not. I have not dabbed a day in my life, and I will keep it that way. You know what? If you haven't yet, hit follow, cause I don't dab. It's that simple. It's that simple. This is quite the rules thing, so I think we are working it through, and I believe they are just to make sure that everything is good and kosher, so to speak. I think they're just... I don't think I have. I've sneezed, but I have not dabbed. I make a point of it. You just moved. Oh, just got moved. Hey, that's awesome. Moving is good. Okay. The ruling says you should not dab. Good to know. Good to know. Alright, so we're scooping them up. It looks like we do have confirmation on that ruling.
Level 1 judge, yeah.
Alright, so we got it done?
Yeah, we gotta figure it out.
Cool.
So, Angel's Grace affects your life total, right? That's what it's playing around with. If your life total would go less than 1, is reduced less than 1, it goes to 1.
Right.
And Phyrexian Unlife has to do with the damage being dealt to you.
Right.
So when you're swinging in with all those Eldrazi beasties, and they hit your opponent, who's Angel's Graced, right? So they can't lose the game, and their life total would go to less than 1. Well, it's already at 0.
Right.
So they can't lose the game yet, but they have 10 damage coming at them that Phyrexian Unlife has made infect. So their life total doesn't change. They get the 10 poison counters. They don't lose until Angel's Grace is done at the end of
And
their
there's the
turn.
next upkeep.
And that's the rough part. That's the rub.
So, but pretty cool educational experience.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. That's why I like Modern. There's so many crazy fun stuff.
TJ will probably dab if someone requests it in a sub. Almost certainly not. I'm not. Oh, you be careful, Jacob.
I was just coughing.
I'm not a big fan of that. Let's see. Sub and TJ will dab. Unlikely. The rules question had to do with Angel's Grace when your life total was 0 as opposed to 1. And I think, unfortunately, Michael had the opportunity to go for this earlier when he was at 9 and then didn't cast it, though he would have run out the turn before, and then would have, that attack would have been Sans Angel's Grace anyway.
Right.
So it would have been and the Walking Ballista would have, played havoc with that anyway. So difficult.
Darks is right. It's eye cleanup, yeah. It would have checked, state base effects check, and then dead.
Oh, you're right. You're right.
Tier.
You're right. Okay.
Truck reference.
Oh,
We can all do
dabbing? It should be, but it's not.
No.
The young people of this world have taken it to. They have taken proper sneezing technique and turned it into a sensation.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
Sure, yeah. Yeah, let's do it.
Which I'm a little bit thrilled about because, like, hygiene-wise, I'm sure the youth are, like, 100% better. They're not, like, sneeze. It's like, why? Why did you just do that?
Just everywhere.
Of course, you don't shake many hands when you're a kid, so I guess that's, like, I shake hands a lot. And, like, I don't want that. I don't want this nonsense. So, like, you do some proper sneezing, and suddenly the kids are like, oh gosh, I have to sneeze. Good time to break into dance.
Boom. Bust out my favorite song. Let's go.
Too many memes on the internet to follow? Not possible.
That's why you come here, to get them served to you fresh.
So we've got an Eldrazi Tower from Nick, following up the Seachrome Coast from Michael. Gotta be careful about putting beverages on the table, lest that become a Seachrome Coaster.
Delicious. And refreshing.
So I've heard, but I've not tried.
That's an expensive Seachrome coaster, though.
Maximus, it's good to see ya. Michael, going with Serum, or a Sleight of Hand after Serum Visions.
Quotes just overflowed.
A little bit. Did I say Eldrazi Tower instead of Urza's Tower? Whatever. Same thing in this deck.
Yeah, it's pumping out the Eldrazi.
Boom.
Let's go.
And it looks like we're putting one bottom, keeping that going. And we are 2 out of 3 steps towards assembling Tron. And dropping in a Ratchet Bomb, probably going to be taking that one up to 3.
You think so?
I mean, Unlife is quite a good card.
Yeah, I think that's probably the only permanent you're going to want that Ratchet Bomb for.
Yeah, I mean, you could technically keep it on 0 for a Lotus Bloom, but the unfortunate thing is that Ad Nauseam, Angel's Grace, and Lightning Storm are all instants. So I don't recommend, which is why I actually don't even recommend bringing in Artifact Hate against Ad Nauseam.
Mm-hmm.
Because you're not going to win by taking out the Prophetic Prism, which it's possible they took out, because they, or the Lotus Bloom, because if they have it, they're just going to have it in response. They can win at the upkeep. They can win at the end step. It's the reason why the Ad Nauseam Mirror is so, like, crazy, is because both players can win in response to the other player trying to win.
Yeah.
So
I'd like to see that, actually. Can we get some of that going on?
we've
Is there
had
somebody
it
else?
twice in the last
Oh my
month.
god, that's...
Yeah, I love it. I love it.
Heavenly.
So, we have got a Prophetic Prism out for Michael, speak of it, and so it shall appear.
And we've got Nick at 2 Eldrazi lands that aren't Eldrazi lands.
I also think I see 3 Walking Ballistas in that hand.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
The wreckage.
Full-on formation happening right now. But a Matter Shaper joining the field right now, the 3/2 that tries to replace itself when it goes to the graveyard.
It does a pretty good job.
It does a
replacing itself.
solid job, yep. If it is lesser than me, it shall be. If it is greater than me, it shall be drawn.
Keep it.
Tron can't win? I mean, it took down game 2. I think having the Ratchet Bomb on 3 will be a good step. Having a Pithy Needle there will be a good step. Nick doesn't have the same kind of pressure that we saw last round, so this is definitely a... Ooh. Popping this can grab the Tron land needed and still have 2 mana for the turn.
Right. So we've got, I think what's going on is we've got the map on the stack, and Michael is deciding whether or not he wants to respond.
Which strikes me as an unusual way to go about it.
I mean, maybe he's just like, you can't have that land, so you can't get going.
True.
He wants to slow the train down before it hits in the face.
Would be a shame if the Ad Nauseam player had Grave Titan. Nah, you just take up Ratchet Bomb.
Take it down.
Boom! Take it down. Looks like we are going to go for it and then maybe drop probably use this to drop the Pithy Needle.
Oh yeah?
Oh yeah. And then maybe attack for 3 first, just to feel alive.
I've got all this mana for a Pithing Needle.
Might be afraid of Matt finding a cavern. I'm not sure what you'd be afraid of out of a cavern, though. I don't know.
Yeah, he could go for a cavern, and that would kind of ensure all the Eldrazi hit the battlefield. Or I guess if he named what?
Thought nuts. Like, I think right now Nick is debating between Pithy Needle and Walking Ballista.
Yeah.
Needle's the name. Needle. Needle.
This Needle's probably naming Lightning
We
Storm.
can assume that it's naming Lightning Storm, but it looks like we did not name anything because a Patent Negation took it down. Michael is going to have to and just passes it back without an attack.
Huh.
I
Okay.
think Nick may have forgotten about the good old-fashioned attack step. Just F6 right through it.
Yeah, well, I mean, what are Eldrazi for? They just look pretty. They're not supposed to attack. Come on.
No, usually it's just their presence that brings me down. Needle.
Leedle. Right, so...
Sleight of hands from Michael after dedicating some mana to this pact. That Prophetic Prism no longer really relevant. Got 0 counters on it.
It's doing well.
It's looking like a pretty good Shrapnel Blast target if you ask me.
it's the same as the Eldrazi on the other side of the board. You can't attack, just looks nice.
JB Red Phoenix, it's good to see you. Thank you so much for hosting. Thank you so much for joining. Thanks for being great. Doro, thanks for doing modly stuff. thanks for taking the mod job seriously. Want to see me get banned? No. Cool.
Good call.
What's up? I'm being joined by the reason I'm here at all. So I'm excited about it.
Hi, I'm Jacob, or The Reason, whatever you want to call me.
Okay, check my Twitter. Okay. Can I turn the mic up a bit?
Uh-oh.
Sure.
Here we go.
Let's see if that works at all. Let me know if that's better. We do have a Walking Ballista out for 8. That's a pretty good number to me. I don't know.
Jeez. So much mana. What am I going to do? Poke you with it.
That's exactly what I was thinking. I was thinking the same thing myself.
Can I poke that for you, sir?
Can we talk about bannings? Nope. Nope. I know. I don't know where it's coming from. It's mysterious and upsetting. We'll have to come up with an answer to it. Sounds like a crossed wire. It is not a crossed wire. An echoing truth coming down on his own prophetic prism.
Really?
Yes.
Needs the mana.
I like it. It's a cool way to recycle it, but the problem is that casting it means that you're actually getting... Oh, never mind. Using the Simian Spirit Guide for it. I was going to say,
yeah.
wipe the mind to make...
Bye-bye land. Yeah, it wouldn't quite work out. Okay. So
You
we're
net
sitting
1 mana.
Yeah, we're sitting pretty well.
Oh yeah, next turn we are going to have access to 6 mana. Let's see. Computer fans? Nah, I think it's the AC. So with summer coming up, we need to come up with a solution for that one. I've got some ideas, but since you do audio, if you have ideas on how to help me potentially make something soundproof just at the back of the mic, let me know. That'd be pretty cool.
Hey, look at these cards.
Hey, are these any good?
I found this on my library once, and then I played Magic with it.
Oh my god. Excuse me, are these cards any good? No. I'll attack you for 7. The Thought-Knot's here, unfortunately getting rid of the Ad Nauseam. So Michael, with the exact win in hand, gets it stripped away by that Thought-Knot's here. and Nick is able to attack in for 7, put Michael down to 10, and
Ooh.
suddenly this is a game that Nick is in. When Michael was expecting to go upkeep, I guess try for it.
Yeah. So now we're looking at a draw step.
If he drew the Ad Nauseam, Nick will forever regret not taking the Angel's Grace.
But it's a 50-50, right? You're like, which one do you choose? They're both part of the combo. You gotta pick one.
That is fantastic, but still going.
You can see the salt. Yeah, it's just me actually. I'm channeling all the salt right now.
Yeah, early on in my years, I actually used to put him on fries.
It's delicious.
Laple Mikes? I have no idea what you just said to me. Angel's Grace coming on down. That is a lethal swing for 15 right now. Oh, we're at 1 pass and at upkeep. We are sitting on
Can you? Oh.
Lotus Bloom, and Nick takes down game 3.
Yeah, machine gun.
Nick drops it down using the walking ballistas.
Yeah. Oh my god.
The Angel's Grace keeps him at 1, and then just bashes it at the end at the upkeep for Michael's turn. What a way to take it down! Not how I was expecting that to go.
Yeah, that was a fun game. It was back and forth for so long.
Oh, lapel mics. I was like, lapel. Okay, lapel mics. Gotcha. I have considered buying those in the past. I don't know what the audio quality of them is, but I have considered it actually.
Eagle is down. Eagle is down. Those would be fun.
Oh, we could even get headset mics that like.
Ooh.
I have actually considered getting like full headset mics, so that what we can do is then have something at Dylan's table that speaks into them, so we can get fed audio
man.
through them. But that is a very expensive setup. That hey, I mean, there's a sub button.
Down the line.
So if you want to check out that sub button, and
Make the dream possible.
I will say that we are limited by people, money, time. But if I had all 3 of those things, you would be blown away by what we have collectively come up with for ideas. Like, we've got ideas, and given enough time, if I can ever turn this into the career that I have, we will hopefully put on a show that will amaze you.
You see your socks? We're gonna knock them off.
But not in the Reddit way.
No.
Because then it means we dead.
Lovingly, with like a gentle caress.
Yes. What if you sent us a cheapish mic? I'm not sure if sending us a cheapish mic would be a lot better, because right now we've got one that's like, I don't know, for the full setup, like $180. So, I don't know, we probably don't need a cheapish mic, would be my assumption.
But I like the thought.
I do
Heartfelt.
love the thought. It's really kind of you to say so, but let's head on up to the booth. We'll see you there. Hello, and thank you so much for joining. My name's TJ.
I'm Jacob.
And we're streaming out of Geek Fortress, located in Snohomish, Washington. You can check it out at geekfortressgames.com or here every Wednesday, Friday, and Saturday.
Come here. It's a lot more fun.
It is more fun. If you do want to help support the stream, you can check it out by following. It's always a good one. It looks like Hope 47. You're feeling it. We're feeling it. Thank you so much. Plus, if you want to go the next mile, if you want to walk 500 miles, and if you thought to yourself, I want to walk 500 more, then feel free to hit that sub button, get access to some sweet emotes, and helps do that support. But if you're just feeling the first 500 miles, if you're not ready to take that kind of commitment, there's of course cheering as an option. You can put in little things, you can raise the roof, and of course you can always just say, hey, good job. But there's of course the next level, the one that really exceeds all the others, but more in a parallel way, not in exceeding. It's like exceed to the side. You can check out geekfortressgames.com, buy those singles, buy those supplies, put it together, and you've got fries. Not really, but the savings that you'll get there, which I'll assume are savings because we have love for what we're doing. Even though the price might be equivalent, you will certainly feel all the love that you can go and buy some French fries with. I hope, depending on if your local fry vendor does accept that as currency.
I would if I was a fry vendor. I love love.
You gotta love love. We should do a telethon to get more donations. Yes, we should. You down?
Just cranking it. Let's
You
do
down
it.
one day? One day we'll just sit in here to do a full. I do have 2 new hats, by the way. I didn't do it today because I didn't want to deter from focusing on Jacob because he's great. But I've got 2 new dope hats.
I want to see a hat.
Oh, they are hats.
Hats?
Let's see here. I'm not gonna finish that. What am I not gonna finish?
Dessert.
Oh,
Because I'm going to finish it for you.
why is Jacob the reason that TJ exists? Do you want to answer?
Well, you see, when a mommy and daddy love each other,
Yep.
a stork delivers a TJ. And then you win.
Wow, that is amazing. No, the main thing is we met in kindergarten. So when we were both 5, we were in the same kindergarten class, and we've pretty much known each other since.
Yeah.
We have journeyed through school. We have journeyed through martial arts classes, which he did better than I did in them. We have journeyed through band. We have journeyed through learning the trumpet, in which you always had first chair above me.
I mean,
How dare you practice more than me? And then, basically, as we he was the one who taught me how to play Magic, got me into it, bought me the first Magic deck, and pretty much mentored me into improving as a player. So he's the reason why I ever got into it enough to want to do this.
what really happened was we played Magic, and he got hooked on the cardboard, and then he wanted to stop losing, so...
It was actually your persistence. If you remember right, you've taught me Magic like 4 different times.
I never remember. Right? It's all your fault. What are we talking about?
You were like, come play Magic with me, and I was like, okay, I guess. You were friends, so why not? And then I like completely forgot about it because you were just like telling me what to do. And eventually we just made it happen.
Mm-hmm.
Jacob looks surprisingly like Tommy Moonray's backup guitarist. There's actually a good reason for that. They're brothers.
Why am I just now hearing about this?
Yep. What set did we start with? Well, you started long before I did.
8th edition is when I started, but I didn't actually play with a human being until Lorwyn.
That'll
And
happen.
In 8th edition, they had these Learn to Play CDs that came with the starters. That was my jam.
I had the Pokemon one. Way back when, yeah. Gotta know for streaming the standard showdown on Sunday, I wasn't planning on it. Probably not at the moment. I will be in Vegas though. Vegas will be fun. You got me into just before Innistrad, right?
That sounds about right. Well, see, we started on Commander, which was kind of a crazy place to start. So.
I know. Why did that seem like such a good idea? Hey TJ, I'm gonna guide you through the most complicated rules, interactions, and possible. But it did mean that when I finally went to standard, things just like made sense.
Mm-hmm, right.
They're like, this is a 2-1 for 1. I was like, I can get behind that. That seems cool. Okay.
Attack.
Jacob's facial expressivity is pretty incredible.
Hi.
Oh man, you'll see me Sunday. I will definitely swing by on Sunday. If you'll be here, I'll be here. I'm not sure if I'll stream it, but if rules explanation. Can you explain banding then? Yes. You attack, except all your creatures look like one creature, and then when they block, you choose how they're blocking. So like they get to block your band, and you get to say, well, you're actually blocking this one. Neat.
Yeah. So like you all become part of one band, and it's called Coldplay or whatever, and then you make some sweet music, and everybody's listening to you, and they're like, "Can I go to your concert?"
Yes.
And yeah, the answer is yes.
And basically, it's that you get to be at the door and saying, you can come into the club.
And you can talk to that person in the band, or you
Exactly.
can't talk to that one.
It's basic. You're like the bouncer of the VIP section. Yeah. Can you explain horsemanship? Yes. So, I don't know, a few hundred years ago, 1,000 years ago, something like that, we domesticated horses. Now, they were originally stallions. You may have seen Gandalf riding one of the last ones to Helm's Deep. That was a pretty cool scene.
He had a beard.
Yes. not the horse, Gandalf.
The horse had a beard too.
No, that's called a mane. Yeah,
Oh, it
yeah,
was
that's
it was a head beard.
Yeah, the original neck beard.
No, it was beautiful. It was beautiful.
And then, what happened is they realized that, maybe we can work together to solve our problems.
Yeah.
They called that one horsemanship. Now, interestingly enough, the original version of this involved communicating a way to get... This is actually how the original Vikings traveled and were conquering lands, is that if you combined a horse and man, you got a ship. And this is actually what they originally did, because by having 6 legs working together, you would have a lot more flotation ability. Eventually, once the world was fully discovered, they actually decided that it was a lot more efficient to just be on land.
I like where we ended up.
Yeah.
I don't know how you float on 6 legs, but it sounds great.
This rules explanation will surely take my game to the next level.
Yeah, horsemanship is like flying, but on horses, not Pegasus. Done.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there is horse ringsmanship, which is a little bit different.
Oh.
Yeah, this one has to do with to where you turn yourself upside down in the water,
Yes.
and then you start going relative up, which is actually down, and then it's kind of like you're flying. This is actually how they invented seahorses, because they got so twisted around that that's how their tail ended up.
Oh, seahorses. The horse part kind of
Yep.
tips me off.
Yep, that's how it happens.
I mean, I don't like drowning, so
Craig63T, thanks for following in possibly one of our oddest moments, at least in the most recent 10 minutes.
it's under ours. Yes.
Not to be confused with flanking.
Right.
Where can you find the Tezzeret deck list from the GPT? Not yet, but we're working on getting that one uploaded for you. But I don't have it yet. I assume that Coleman took the deck lists, because I don't have them.
He absconds with a lot of things,
Yes.
including intellect at certain occasions.
Absolutely true.
Alright, round 3. Do you guys have any requests before I go search?
A good time.
I think the chat was just talking about Tezzeret.
I think Maeve actually just left.
Oh, okay. Well, shucks.
Something cool then.
Okay. I'll see what I can do.
Cool.
Well, thank you, my brother.
Cool. Obzon, por favor. Well, unfortunately, we don't have any favor to pour. Only water and an energy drink.
I would lend my deck out, but it's not on me.
Ah, such a shame.
Next time.
But we are going to be heading into round 3 here pretty soon. Thank you so much for waiting with us through that break. Only about 9 people left during that, so that's pretty impressive. You must be quite the entertainer, Jacob.
It's just this guy. I'm just support.
No. I bring the vest. You bring the hype.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say the best. Man, that would have rhymed.
I messed up. That would have been much better. Do you mind if we all go back about 20 seconds?
Done.
No, it's mostly because of your entertainment.
Thanks for donating.
Yes, Des,
Sir.
thank you so much for the $5 donation.
Love.
I absolutely love it. Thank you so much. It's because I bring the vest,
Love.
and he brings the best.
To you.
Oh,
Straight from Geek Fortress.
absolutely love it. Is Jacob a regular at Geek Fortress? Not so much anymore,
No.
unfortunately.
I was a regular for a long time. I'm semi-regular.
Yes.
Irregular even. Odd, you could say.
Semi-automatic.
Cut it out.
But no longer. He ventures to a nearby store called Zulu's, actually, which he works at. Which, if you're ever in the area and you think to yourself, man, I love visiting Geek Fortress. If only there was like another store to visit, just so I could say that I visited 2 stores. Zulu's the one.
Zulu's is number 2.
Yep.
It is very similar, different aesthetic, same lovable people, lots of hugs and magic, all the good stuff.
Exactly. Good times all around. Hey, Jimmy, do you see this? Hey, Andy, are you okay?
I'm okay. Are you okay?
Absolutely, I'm wonderful.
Okay, Annie.
What are Jacob's thoughts on corn and face proximity? How do you feel about corn on the cob?
It's delicious, and I hate eating it because it gets stuck in my teeth.
It is such a tricky thing. I do enjoy
Okay,
it.
I've got it for you.
Tell me
Here we
more
are.
about it.
You've got Nick on the wall. Different Nick.
This is the Nick who's on Counter Cat.
Yes.
Oh.
Other way around. Nick's facing the wall.
Against?
Thomas.
Good name, good name.
Is this the Thomas that I think it is?
Is playing a bunch of mountains and swamps.
And
Demigod of Revenges.
Ooh.
I'm not supposed to pick favorites, but he's definitely the favorite.
we'll call it the Red Black Revenge.
Face proximity, I think this is close enough.
Oh, I must be the corn on the cob then. So, We have got 0 wins on both sides. We're heading into game 1. But man, this is going to be sweet.
Poutine is great.
I tried poutine once. It was awful.
Yeah,
I look forward to trying it at a good place because apparently I went wrong.
you went way wrong.
Yep. So I look forward to trying it one day. How do you like working at a shop? And how much do you get to play since you work there?
I don't get to play as often as I'd like, but working there is amazing. The atmosphere and being able to be around Magic so much and help people build decks and learn about Magic, it's fantastic. You know, it's amazing. So I'm blessed.
All right, let's head on down the booth.
Look at everybody.
Oh.
All right, here we are.
So, Thomas versus Nick. Now, Nick, old regular at the store, has not been able to make it as much recently running Counter Cat. Now, this is kind of a relic from the early days of Modern and Extended. Wild Nikotl in this deck, some Goblin Guides. It's actually a 4-color deck. Also running some, I think, Step Links, if I remember right. And then running like a counterspell package along with Wild Nikotl.
Right, and the whole thought is like aggro control. You play the beaters, and then you play the cards to make sure your opponent doesn't do anything else, and then you win.
Yep, so you've got like Delver of Secrets and Wild Nikotl side by side in the same deck, which means that you also need the mountains and the plains, along with the forests and the islands.
Yeah, it's a lot to bite off.
4-color tempo, essentially.
Yeah, this will be a fun one.
You're going to Ireland? Congratulations. You're going to the place that I most want to travel to. Have a ton of fun. Have a great time. Let me know how you're doing if you ever get the chance. Let me know on Twitter. Let me know in here if you can. Whatever it is, you'll be a bit busy anyway. But have a ton of fun. Thanks for stopping by.
Send pictures.
Yes!
Send us some pictures.
Send me a picture.
Yeah.
If you have the time to do so, please do. I would love it.
I hear it's beautiful.
Ah. Yes.
Good drinks, good pubs.
So Thomas kicking things off at the swamp. Demigod of Revenge. Now this deck is kind of cool. It's been showing up a little bit recently. It's mostly a black-red control deck, but it gets from some things like Faithless Looting. Also runs the Bedlam Reveler because it's a kind of a cool creature that you can cast for cheap, but it actually discards cards and then you draw cards, and when you're discarding Demigods of Revenge and then casting one, you start getting a lot of value as a way to close the game.
Yeah, that seems pretty good. So we got a Thoughtseize, taking some life points away, and a Delver from Nick's hand.
We've got 3 lands in there. We also do have the Wild Nikotl. Thomas seems to be a little bit more confident and be able to take down that one. Or at least it incentivizes Nick to take more damage to enable that one, as opposed to the Delver of Secrets.
So Thomas is down to 17.
Yes, and Nick with the Serum Visions might choose to start the game off with that. We shall see.
Set up his hand so that he can play the funky, fantastic game of countering with cats.
How goes the graduationing? Hopefully well. Did you just start singing the Halo theme song?
That's what I want to play in the background of every graduation. I don't know if you've just thought about this, but like the Halo theme, cathedral, graduation ceremony. You don't have to ever stop playing it; just have it on repeat. Yeah, it becomes epic.
I love that I recognized your song with 3.
three notes.
Oh
Yep.
man.
Done.
Whew.
All right, there's a cat. Meow says the deck. Nick passes the turn. I wonder if he's going to put any of the new cats from Amonkhet in this list. They're probably a little slow for him. But, I mean, they're Lord. There's a little Lord in there, right?
The Amonkhet cats?
Yes, the Amonkhet cats.
Probably not.
Oh.
Probably not. I don't think that the Counter Cat is quite that deep invested in the cat synergies. So, we've got Elspeth that we can't take, otherwise a Vapor Snag and a Serum Visions. Surprisingly not a ton of tools to take. But we're probably going to see a Hallowed Fountain next turn. It will enable gas. If you thought sees it, they will draw it. Hallowed Fountain coming on down. We're going to be falling to 15 for our trouble, but now we have the ability to hold up the Vapor Snag, and also we're moving towards that Elspeth.
Vapor Snag's an interesting inclusion, but it definitely speaks towards the deck as far as tempo plays go. To have a Vapor Snag in there, and you just like that really alludes to the really tempo play oriented game that Nick's Counter Cat deck wants to play.
So we've got a Lightning Bolt and a Wild Nikotl. as the old scries. Both of these seem to be pretty in line with what we're trying to do, but A, do you want them both as your next 2 draws? B, is this going to interact how you're going to be fetching your lands? And C, in what order? And it looks like Nick wants the Wild Nacatl next turn, probably just to spread out the pressure.
Yeah, I like that
Maybe
idea.
Anticipating some removal. Okay.
So what do we got on Thomas's side? Has he drawn any more lands, or are we still sitting pretty at 2?
The old Thoughtseize bug. Every Thoughtseize. Oh, not every Thoughtseize, but every Thoughtseize you remember, it's because
Serpopard.
Prowling Serpapard.
Oh my goodness.
That is delightful.
Yeah, no, that's love right there.
Ugh.
Super good.
Please tell me Countercat runs Mantis Rider. It does not. It does not.
Too
So,
expensive.
looks like Bloodghast.
Yes.
Can't block.
Who needs to?
Not me. Casting that one is pretty unusual right now, but I think Thomas does have a Lightning Bolt in hand. So Nick has his own to share with the class. No, no blue spells to be seen. But we could actually see Nick try to attack for 2. Could end up Vapor Snagging his own Wild Nacatl to try and save it, and then recasting them both this turn.
Oh, that's interesting. So he takes 1 damage, but saves the beater, and he just goes for face some more time.
And then drops in 2 of them. Oh no, he already lost the one to the one. But he could save this one.
Mm-hmm.
Potentially. Didn't save it last time. Couldn't save you. I tried. But I failed. To save you. That's a hit song of the 70s.
Back when we were just learning about music.
No, when we were young is a different song. That's the Killers.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
Right?
Well, sure.
Or Coldplay.
No, not Coldplay.
No, that's Chasing Cars.
The cats were chasing cars.
No, that's
like
the Cats
Coldplay
in the
album?
Cradle.
Oh.
Elsbeth, Knight Errant.
In a cat
coming
deck.
to
Countercat runs Elspeth? What is this?
the true cat lady, the original.
Oh, the original cat lady. Oh, she's got some friends.
So, I actually like target creature gets +3/+3 and gains flying until end of turn. It ain't bad to bounce, but we're gonna just make a boring old 1/1 soldier.
Yep.
Good vibe. What?
Oh, Dragon Venom MTG.
Thank you so very much. I tend to avoid Dragon Venom, but suddenly I'm hyped about it. Thank you so much for the $20 donation. Thank you for the compliment. It is so awesome to have your support and your love, and I appreciate you as a person. Whoever you are, wherever you are, thank you so very much for helping us do what we do. It makes a difference.
You're the star in our night, shining so bright. Sleep tight.
So we are just going to keep making those 1/1 soldiers, getting some of that sweet value. Also, it is ticking up to 6, and while it's not normally relevant, that -8 emblem, it actually might be really relevant in this matchup.
He's so close.
Artifacts, creatures, enchantments, and lands you control have indestructible. Well, against a deck that's running Lightning Bolt, Fatal Push, Terminates, Kolagon's commands, like,
Yeah.
maybe having all your creatures unable to die.
Seems
Pretty
good.
good.
Seems pretty good.
But on the other hand, Damas has got a 2/1 with haste.
That'll be a force to be reckoned with. Wham!
Block. Ah!
You
Can't
got me.
lose.
So we've got Elspeth round in the corner on third base.
Yar.
And we've got Bloodghast watching.
We also do have a Lightning Bolt in hand. Oh, I thought we were attacking with the...
I was like, that Gideon is so crazy looking.
It was Gideon all along.
And I would have gotten away with it too.
It's Old Man Kids.
Alright, so a Delver.
I just realized I have 2 tie bars on.
Wow.
I had one on earlier. I decided to store the other one in the only place I knew. And I
On
just
the
kept-
tie. That's way
Whoops.
too fancy.
I know.
That's almost 3 fancy.
It was a fancy feast on my tie. So, more lands. We do have the Delver out and actually getting a little bit adventurous, but I think he's mostly hedging around the fact that he has got a Vapor Snag and a Lightning Bolt to further protect this Elspeth if needed.
Is that a spell snare in his hand?
That's a...
For Nick?
Potentially.
Spell Snare.
Spell Snare, I think,
Vapor
is in the
Snag,
deck.
Lightning Bolt.
That's a Thoughtseize coming down. Not going to have anything to say about it. Might fire off one of these removal spells just to be safe. If so, the problem is that Thomas has neither played a land nor tapped out yet, so the Bloodghast would likely come back. So I think it's actually more relevant to just let it happen right now. He'll
Yeah.
take one of your removal spells, but it means that you can actually remove the Bloodghast in combat if needed.
Yeah.
As opposed to if you fire one off and then he takes the other, he just plays a land and attacks.
See, now then this gives you even more information if he takes the Spell Snare, you know. Something with converted mana cost 2 is coming.
I bet it's a Vapor Snake. I don't know. So we are going to take that. We're going to lose 1 life, go down to 7. Have we had any Living End gameplay in here recently? Not recently, but we have had it historically. Could see some in the past, in the future. Bedlam Reveler coming down.
Ah.
If you're Nick, I think you fire off a lightning bolt in response to this, right?
It's pretty good.
Bedlam Reveler's so cool. I love this card.
I'm glad it's seeing play in Modern. I was really wishing it would see some Standard play when it was in.
It's a cool card.
Yeah.
If nothing else, it survives Lightning Bolt. It costs less. It's got prowess. It does a lot of cool things, and it looks like we're not gonna go for that. So I forget that it's not just Thomas, not both players. If only.
Oh, if you both discard your
Ugh.
hands and draw 3?
Man.
Wow.
It might be less good, but still good.
Yeah,
it
that
might
would
be
be-
some. It might be worse, but it also might be better.
Yeah.
Depends on which matchup.
Right, against Ad Nauseam, we're just like, get rid of your hand you've been perfecting.
Exactly,
So
but
that would
against
be
like
crazy.
Jund, let's try again.
Right.
Terminate. Ugh.
And then draw 3 cards. 'cause I don't
Gadzooks.
have
Tin Man, it's good to see you. Hello to TJ. It's good to see you.
any. You aren't
And
winning. Funny.
all right,
Scoop them up, boys.
scooping him up. Looks like that was not where we wanted to be in that matchup.
It's alright.
That is. I looked away for a moment. I can't even tell which player scooped.
It was like both sides were jointly conceding this match.
This
They're
is
"We
what I
both
get for
believe-
reading chat.
We both believe this is the end.
This is the cost of being an interactive stream. We read chat, and it means that occasionally we look away for 2 seconds and like, huh. I think it had to do with probably. Oh, you know what it had to do? I bet he transformed the Delver and then just plussed the Soldier
That's what I thought was happening with the
with the Elspeth.
yeah.
I think that was just a win, actually.
Elspeth's
Oh,
pretty
yeah, and then the
good.
Lightning Bolt finishes it out.
Oh, for 3.
Yep.
Perfect.
Perfect. What do we think of the Devoted Druid combo? Actually, I think it's. I saw a really cool one that got 19th place at Star City Atlanta. It's listed as Counters Company, but it's an all-in version of like that exact combo, running Walking Ballista, Court of Calling, the
Kiki
Duskwatch
combo.
Recruiter,
Yeah.
and
Duskwatch Recruiter.
the Ronas as having 13 ways to win the game on the spot once you assemble the combo, and even using some Simian
Nice.
Spirit Guides to boost out their companies in a
Oh,
deck with no
interesting.
red, which strikes me as a little bit too all-in, but also being super cool. The combo is, I think, better than I originally expected, and I look forward to seeing its future. I'm not sure if it's totally worth it, though.
Yeah, it looks like it could be a bit too volatile for the format, but I'm really excited by it, just mostly because Devoted Druid's always kind of been a fan favorite of mine. The card with Quill Spike was fun,
Ah,
so bringing it back, that just gives me all the warm and fuzzies. All the good stuff.
all the good things in the world.
Yeah.
So Nick with the game 1 win against Thomas. You're gonna slot into Obzon Cord. I think the Obzon Company, like the Vizier of Remedies, is in some ways better than Malira.
Okay.
And then basically you use the creature, which I just spaced on its name, and you use that in the place of Wall of Roots, I believe.
Oh, okay.
For being pseudo-functionally similar in a couple of ways, not quite, some downside, but the upside of winning on the spot.
I think
So-
I like having some number of Vizier in the deck anyways, because there's so many surgical extractions in the sideboards of every deck in Modern that having that like alternate win condition that they won't surgical the first time gives
Yes.
you a little bit of resilience.
Which was originally Spike Feeder and Archangel of Doom,
Yeah.
occasionally.
Exactly, yeah. Same concept.
What are my thoughts on a Hate Bears version with Vile, or Too Few Threats? thought. Oh, I guess Hate Bears itself doesn't, but like the white and white black versions do. I think that it has a very little to do with the number of threats, and it has to do with like the CMC density. So Ether Vial as opposed to like Company, and I think Company is probably better in Hate Bears, like the green-white version, because it has a much more widespread converted mana cost. Because Vial is like at its best in Flicker Wisp decks. So if you have Flicker Wisp, then Vial gets a lot better. But in general, it excels in decks that have like a really maintained converted mana cost. Like Death and Taxes, a lot of 2-drops. So you've got Merfolk, a lot of 2-drops. And then you start looking into things like, this is why Bant Spirits doesn't run Vial, even though that would make their mana base and in some ways their deck a little bit more consistent. But having Collected Company is just better for the deck because they've got 1-drop, 2-drop, 3-drop spirits.
Right. The range of current mana cost makes it so much better to hit off Collected Company than to have to like guess what you're getting off your library and Aether at the right time to be able to balance for that current mana cost.
Right. And also Hate Bears tends to have a lot more abilities that are relevant when they're on the battlefield and like affect their castings, like Voice of Resurgence, and you've got like, you know, Thalia and stuff like that. And so maybe you want something that's a little bit less like in response, but I don't know. You can Company on the combo on end step? Possibly, yeah. So
That's always fun.
yeah.
And on your end step.
Win? Oh yeah, okay, you win. Cool. Thank you. Bye. Sign here, please. Wow! Nick may have just crushed this match.
Keeping it.
Pre-game Leyline of the Sanctity. This is the third pre-game Leyline that we've seen.
It's a pretty good card.
It's a hot commodity in this meta.
Yeah, right?
So Thomas has got Damnation and Faithless in hand, oddly enough. So actually, maybe not too hindered.
Yeah, he dodged the ley line.
Mm-hmm.
So, Pithing Needle in hand on Thomas's side. What do you think he's going to name with that?
A Pithing Needle. Probably Elsbeth.
Yeah, that makes sense.
It's the one that you saw. You might also just play it and see if Nick decides not to crack his fetches in response.
I mean, yeah, if I was on Thomas's end of things and I had put in a Pithing Needle, I don't know if there was any like archetype that I would put Nick on. So just going with the Elspeth as far as making sure that does as little damage as possible makes sense.
It's pretty correct not to put Nick on an established archetype.
Always correct.
Like Nick as a player plays Titanfall, a deck that he designed and got a little bit of popularity actually for a bit. He plays Agrolome.
Agrolome.
He plays
That
Countercat. Like his arsenal of decks is actually gloriously cool,
Yeah.
but it's also a bit on the unusual side.
Right, fringe meta for sure.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm a big fan.
Dragon Venom, thank you so much for following 10 minutes after you already donated.
Come
That
on
is
in, brother.
amazing. Thank you so much for hitting that follow button. Thanks for joining us. I look forward to seeing you more in the future. Downside, all of Thomas's effects are going to be pointing at the creatures now.
True.
And that,
It's the demigod, isn't it? It's one of the altered foils.
I think so, but I cannot confirm.
Or deny.
Or deny. I won't deny either. We'll see if Nick just happens to have like Rest in Peace out of the sideboard. When you're on 4 colors, your sideboard can be anything.
That.
It's the same reason why you occasionally have to play around just the weirdest stuff out of Affinity, because it's actually a 5-color deck.
Right.
So like you could splash anything as long as it doesn't have like green or blue-green or you know like it's colors don't matter to that deck because if it's tapping for whatever.
Mm-hmm. Alrighty, this insect coming in for the beats.
Ooh,
It's tough times.
it's a classy play. And it looks like Thomas not a fan of bugs. Maybe preparing for this spring and summer, putting out some of those tiki torches, and gonna probably be lighting them up with a lightning bolt.
A bolt.
I think I nailed that right.
Yeah.
Cool.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
That was sizzling. That was a scorcher.
Woo!
Well played.
Thank you so much. Oh, you were talking to Thomas.
Out of the park.
Boom.
I
Lightning
was,
bolt.
I was talking to Thomas.
Oh, because I'm Thomas too.
Well, you're Thomas 1 to me, but. Sorry.
Well, it
Thomas.
looks like in game 2, maybe it'll be the Thomas who won.
Oh, looking like a Thomasoff, isn't it? All right, so we've got bolted the dude. And the dude goes bye-bye.
Which deck out of the current top modern decks do you think has the most staying power?
Abzan.
Depends on what you define by top. SDFD Dog. Thank you so much for hitting that follow button. It's a pleasure having you here. You are a rock star, just like Tommy Moonray. We look forward to seeing you more in the future. The most staying power, not focusing on like bans and unbans. Death Shadow has got a ton of potential, especially since it's very cheap to build it into just regular Jund in the event of. So I think that one's got a huge amount of staying power. Or Affinity. Of like the ones that are currently in the top 5 to 6.
Yeah, I can't argue with that. That makes a lot of sense. In fact, if I was a smart man and I just built modern decks for funsies and monies for people's, I guess,
Sure.
having Death Shadow would be where I would play, because the switching into Jund is kind of a natural feeling if Death Shadow jumps away through a rando wizard's accident.
Mm-hmm.
Whoops, it's banned now.
Okay. Don't forget Burn. That's true. Burn is also a really big mainstay.
Yeah, Burns
That one's
so
lining
stable.
up at like what, 5th place right now?
Burns just constant. It'll always be.
Burn will always be. Just sometimes Naya, sometimes Boros. Should be Boros now. Boros is great. Though Splash Naya in the sideboard.
I remember these games, playing Liliana against cats.
Oh, man. You used to play Liliana's against Nick on Countercat
Mm-hmm.
back in the day.
Back in the day. It's always fun.
Mm-hmm.
Because she's a really good threat that has to be answered.
Every day of the week.
Still the best Liliana.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So is it plus up to 4? Nick's got to figure out what to discard. He's got 2 Lightning Helix, and he's thinking about discarding a land. All right.
For mutagenic? Gross. Phyrexian is always good. That's the answer. So the best part is that the Liliana actually can't sack the Nikado.
Target.
Yep. So that's going to be living. This is mostly just attacking the hand.
Mm-hmm.
Nick going to attack into it, apparently deeming this as a threat. Might even just close it out with a Helix.
Interesting. So he wants to keep his hand around. He thinks it's more valuable.
Seems to be the case.
Yeah.
I might almost just play out the other Wild Nikado and maybe lose a Helix, personally, but because the ult can't hit you either.
Yep.
I don't know.
Alright, so there goes the Liliana. He's decided no more. And gains 3. Passing the turn back. Let's see what Thomas tries. Fatal Push. And Damnation still in the hand, waiting for a land. Man oh man. Not a big fan. Pushed. Poof goes the cat, and we're back to square one. This game has been back and forth. Jeez Louise.
Indeed.
I mean, they're still at 17 apiece, too.
They are... they're
It's-
grinding.
It's neck and neck.
They are grinding, definitely.
Okay, so...
So,
Drew that 4th land. Whoop whoop.
it's a lands fight right now.
Yeah, lack of lands.
You
yeah.
gotta hit them. Check it out. I've got a Dragon School Summit. What are you going to do? Looks like Nick is going to submit himself to the draw land off the top club.
And make sure he knows what that demigod does.
Yes, if Thomas has got a demigod in hand, this is a beaten that could potentially come in. I believe there's 2 in the graveyard, so casting 1 means an attack. Oh, there's just a damnation in hand. So hitting for 3, if Thomas ends up drawing into a demigod, 15 damage on the spot. Done.
So
Needs
I
a
don't
land
know
as
if everybody
well,
in the
but
chat knows what demigod does. Can we bring it up and let them
that's a good
revel,
point.
revel in the god.
That's a good point.
Alright, let's take a look-sees. Flying Haste for 5.
So, the 5th land now on the battlefield, so now we
Ooh.
do have access to casting it.
So when you cast it, you return the rest of them from your graveyard to the battlefield.
And they do have haste.
Oh, goodness. It's just... It's a rampage. You just get them all right to the face.
Going for that. This looks pretty close to a Delver deck on the ground. Just like, I'll attack for 3, I'll play a land, and I'll pass. That's what I got right now.
Yep, but the cats, they meow.
Best part right now is that actually Thomas's deck plays phenomenally well through these counter spells. Like Remand, bad card right now because it's still 10 damage. It's when you cast Demigod,
cast
not
it.
when it enters.
Oh man.
Kid Santha barely beat you. I'm sorry, but we said it. We said it at the same time. You typed it as I said it, so you get half credit.
At least.
Half credit. It looks like I actually said it way after.
I know, right?
Copying you. I thought copycat was banned. Well, this is modern.
Oh, you guys are twinsies.
Remanding the damnation.
Go back.
The value play of the century.
Oh my goodness, 4 for 2 mana?
Draws in. We actually have a lightning bolt. Could put Thomas down to 8 against them, but Nick is just waiting to let that be some closing to speed.
Oh, interesting.
Young Pyromancer.
So
in
the
hand.
Bolt now has more value.
Yes. Jump blocking the demigods because they have flying, unlikely. We're down to 8 with a lightning bolt, a helix in hands. That's a ooh.
So I just keep scooting up closer. I'm just, oh my gosh, is he dead yet? Oh, is he gonna
Thomas
live?
is. So Nick is now kind of dead to a demigod off the top. But now that's an interesting play. Oh no, he's got the mana leak. So he's inviting him. He's saying, "Please cast that damnation."
Come on down. The water's fine.
Look at this
Come
cool young pyromancer.
Come on
Try it again. Plus,
no.
we'll just take that down. But Nick just won. If Nick gets to attack with, all he needs to do next turn is 2 damage.
2 damage.
Because he's got 6 in hand, he's got Helix and he's got Bolt,
Yeah.
which means that
Oh my
all
goodness.
Nick is on the verge of closing this game out in 2, and
What do
he's
you got?
counting up the instant sorcerers to see if the Bedlam Reveler can hit the battlefield, but even that's not enough. So Nick is about to sweep this game. Thomas thinks he's going down to 2, but it is so much more unfortunate than that.
I saw that, Nick. That Steel Shaper's gift, what that's all about. What's in your deck?
Rune Chanter's Pike.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
The beat stick. Oh god, that thing has wrecked me.
So Nick takes it down in 2 against Thomas. Countercap versus the Black-Red Revenge.
Black Red Revenge another
I
day.
did think about calling it after a pirate ship.
I was gonna go but I was decided I wasn't quite into it just yet. I need my eye patch.
The Demigod Anne's Revenge.
Too good.
So let's head on up to the field. We've got about 23 minutes left in this round, which means that we've got time for more. You think we can do it?
Yes.
Wonderful.
Let's do it.
Let's do it. Let's head on up. Jacob is, I think, going to go see if he can spot a match with his eyes, with his heart, and with his mind.
My lungs too. I'm gonna use those.
Good thinking. Hello, and thank you so much for joining. My name's TJ. I'm joined by Jacob here in the booth tonight. Jacob, joining us for the very first time, doing commentary for the very first time to my knowledge. And of course, it's a very cool experience for me because of the historical level with him. He has been someone who has been a part of my life for the last 20 years of it. So, you know, it's something it's exciting for me to be able to work with him here in the booth. He got me into Magic. And the Brawl Vomit, thank you so much. The sweet matchups have been happening. We've got a lot of cool decks in the field tonight. We've had Soul Sisters, and I know that there's some other decks out in the field that we haven't seen yet. So we're going to do our best to get some of those things happening. If you haven't yet, be sure to hit that follow button and join us more in the future. You can hit that one that looks like a heart, and of course you can also choose to subscribe to the stream. Currently, we are at 162 subs. I do love it. I appreciate it, and every single one of you mean the world to me from the perspective of just what it means to us, which is that we can keep doing this. We can keep pushing forward with it. We worked with nothing for a long time, and now we have the ability to really step up our game in little ways when we can. I have been working on lining up some incredible guest commentators once we get the new machine up and running. Which is, I think, going to be hugely exciting. Some phenomenal names in the community potentially joining us here, and overall, just a good time. It's a great time. You can also check out GeekFortressGames.com to help support the store that supports us. And while that does sound like a small thing, right? But going and purchasing that store, or tossing in the comments, hey, I love the stream, or hey, I found this through the stream, or even you don't even have to, but just supporting the shop means that the shop grows, and when the shop grows, good things happen. It means that we can keep having more players, that we can keep having more things, that like growing shop means growing stream. That's just how it works. You remember when it was only 10 to 20 viewers per broadcast? Me too. Me too. It's been a long journey. We started this in October of 2014. No, wait, hold on. 2015. We started this in October of 2015. It's now May of 2017. I have been here the whole time. I've probably missed less than 30 streams across all year and a half plus. And there's just not much else I want to be doing. GCon 101, thank you so much for joining. It's a pleasure having you here. We started off with 1 stream a week. We quickly went to 2 and then to 3. We did 4 for years, and then we're back at 2, 3 streams a week right now. And we're going to get the gameplay back, but it's an incredible journey with all of you. And I can't wait to see what we can do. Let's build a community. Let's build some fun. Let's make this community what it can be. Cure you, you're sick. Alexis Bros, being sick is lame, but you know what's not lame? Being you. And while it may be unfortunate that you are sick, you should still be you and be happy that you are you. You're going to feel better soon, you're going to feel great soon, and every time that you take a moment for yourself, you're going to start feeling better. So, in the next couple of days, take care of yourself, take care of the people around you in a way that is not overly stressful for you, and just be good to yourself, Alexis Bros. You'll feel better soon. Every time someone follows you, jump around. Jump, 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 jump around. Jump, 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 jump. All right. How are we looking out there?
It's amazing. We've got a matchup.
Tell me more about it.
So it's Sean. He's facing towards the wall. He's playing
Tron. Affinity.
No, he's playing Lantern Control. And then we have a mono white Emeria.
This is Maeve?
No, this is Tom.
Oh wait, THOM?
Yes.
If you could open the door real quick.
Tom. THOM. THOM. Thank you.
We have another Tom that goes by THOM, so I hadn't seen it. So,
there you go.
This is Mono White Emeria.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, this is going to be sweet.
Yeah, that's what I said.
Error Matt, thank you so much for the follow. This is such a... Man, you are killing with the matchups today. I know that's partly Coleman, but...
Yeah.
What game are we going to?
This is game 2.
JDK5232, thanks so much for the follow. Who won game 1?
They just started. I think it was Sean.
Let's head on down and then watch the double check. See there. And thank you so much to 55Boomer55. Oh man, we are in the middle of the match, but hey, we're still going through it. And who took game 1?
Tom did.
Okay, so Emeria taking game 1, and we are gonna hit that follow button, get everything caught back up and running. What's up, Maeve? New phone, how's it going? And let's see here. Should you move there just so you could be a host? I mean, I would move here because it's financially like viable and the correct choice for you in your life and making your life better. But if you do, then that'd be pretty sweet, right?
Come on, it's fun.
The bolt sound is kind of loud. I will fix that.
The bolt sound.
First, I need someone to follow so that I can know which thing that I'm trying to lower. Hold on, I'm going to assume that it's this one. There we go. Should have fixed that. Alright, so we've got 2 lands for Tom right now.
Yep. And we got 2 ghoul callers. Millen for Sean's side. Ooh.
You miss your lantern control? I also miss my lantern control. It's a ton of fun. Surgical extraction on the Pilgrim's Eye, of all things. It's an unusual choice from Sean. Normally you, I don't know. That's a curious one for me. But we do end up taking one out of the hand, and we get to take a look through Tom's deck, try and find some more of them. It does give information, if nothing else.
Yeah, I think that maybe what Sean was going for is just a little dig through to see what else some of this crazy Emeria deck is running with.
Taking a peek. Sun Titan's such a cool value engine, and it looks like we are running a blasting station in here as well. possibly as a way to get those things into the graveyard to be able to bring them back, which is pretty neat if you ask me.
Blasting Station is always a fun build around. Got a blast.
Hold on, let's change that to what we actually want it to be. Yeah, that's definitely a blasting station. Sack a creature, deals 1 damage to a creature or player. So doing this as opposed to the equipment version to sacrifice those creatures, get them back with Emiria, get them back with Suntide.
It's very similar to a slower walking ballista, but it only requires a creature to enter and sacrifice itself.
Yes.
Like the combos are already starting to click into place.
Whew. It played a main board Relic Warden. That's crazy. See, Ardourzy, thank you so much for hitting that follow button. It's a pleasure having you here. Whoever is watching right now, wherever you are, whenever you are, we appreciate you. Thanks for being a part of this community.
It was Pilgrim's Eye that got surgical, right?
It was Pilgrim's Eye that got surgical.
I want to see what that Pithing Needle's naming.
Good question. I bet it's probably on.
Pithing Needle is on... Pithing Needle? Hold on.
Kind of figured.
Yeah.
Kind of figured. But
Just-
you know what? You gotta ask.
When you ring the bell and you can't hear anything and Christmas doesn't make sense to you anymore.
Absolutely. It's like someone decided that they didn't want to be getting called up to the counter anymore. But Sean plays out the Codex Shredder, which is kind of the slightly better, slightly worse, basically trade-off Google Colors Bell in this deck.
Oh, there you go, see? It's basically
Lantern
an
is
O-Stone.
Lantern is so cool, by the way. I love that we get Lantern. We only get it every now and then because we try not to put on a ton. But the deck itself is just a masterpiece in deck design. Now, this one looks to be a little bit of some budgetary choices. We are seeing an Izzet Guildgate on the battlefield. So I believe that this is maybe a deck that's in the works right now and just kind of getting a run out in the field today.
Well, that's kind of where we all start, right? With Modern, is like, what do I got that makes this list? Do I need to fit in some pieces? Can I make the full thing? If not, I just want to play Magic, you know? So let's play.
That is what it is.
It's so much fun.
Any Zach Elsick deck is pretty neato. Yep. Maeve likes sending me Zach Elsick deck lists. I like it too. But when she's like, check out this Zach deck, I'm like, yeah.
That's exactly what I want. Alrighty, so we've got Flicker Wisp targeting that wall, drawing a card for Tom, and Sean's over there looking at his library, playing around with some colorless stuff.
That pun was so cool that in Mexico they call it El Sick.
Ugh.
You took the good one.
Well, it was exactly what it was meant to be. So we have Lantern playing its old game, stalling out them's libraries. There's no bridge yet, so...
But not a whole lot of creatures attacking, just this Flicker Wisp at the moment, which is about to start getting aggressive. A lot of card drawing happening. Starting to hit those land drops. Top card should be revealed right now. Top card. And that is the Emiria on top. That one actually is not a trigger, it's a static thing, which is why we are reminding that one. We leave triggers alone that can be missed. We leave, but we do try and take action on illegal game actions.
Yeah, and I mean that was actually a really interesting one to reveal too, considering that's the namesake for the deck.
Yes.
That's what fuels the engine of Mono White Emeria.
Oh, I forgot to change the images. Thank you.
Cats versus demigods in this crazy matchup.
I was trying to get down there and missed on that.
Get to the game, get to the action, fix the pictures later.
Ooh, yep. That is just it.
Alrighty, so Mox Opal gives you some extra mana.
Sure, you do have enough artifacts currently, surprisingly. You've got the Lantern, the Emiria, not quite a problem yet, but actually, it's probably worth putting in the graveyard because this is a deck that can reanimate things from the graveyard to the battlefield against a deck that actively puts things from the library into the graveyard.
I figured it out. Okay, so the gate is for Maze's End, which is also on the battlefield. Because I was like, that bauble is super expensive.
An Abrupt Decay on the Pithing Needle. Dang.
Back in action.
That's
so
cool.
Yeah, this list looks a little spicy.
Woo. Please tell me that's true, Sean. I would be So...
Mazes End.
No way.
So good.
No way.
Right there on the end. Too hot to handle.
No.
So good.
For real?
It's right there. It's on the battlefield.
I did just realize that that's a promo Maze's End.
Yup.
Which means that he's got all the gates in his deck?
That's my assumption. He might just be faking them out. Just be like, I've got the Maze's End. I've got one gate.
This is Mazes of mono white. That does like,
Yeah.
oh my goodness gracious.
Amazing lantern control. There's no end.
Stony Silence on the battlefield. It got milled, and then a Sun Titan came down, and Stony Silence is back on the
Ooh,
battlefield.
Sun Titan into Stony Silence.
I bet that surgical probably shouldn't have hit Pilgrim's Eye.
Regret. It happens in life.
Then again, just drew an Abrupt Decay,
Just let it roll off your
but
shoulders.
can't cast it
Oh,
until the turn after next turn.
yikes.
And in the meantime, you'll be getting attacked by a Sun Titan with no blockers. And you're at 9. In a rainstorm. Uphill.
Both ways. Oh my gosh. Yeah, where is that ensnaring bridge?
Woo! Well.
Come on. Mama needs a brand new pair of gloves. And snaring bridge.
Whoops.
Alright, so
Oh my goodness.
Sean's trying to... I wonder if this is how game 1 went. If Tom was just like, here it comes. Yep.
Alright.
Looks like he's got no answers.
Tom takes it down into can't beat the Sun Titan beats with a Flicker Wisp beside it.
Yeah, no, I don't think I could beat Flicker Wisp Sun Titan combos. Bounce,
Good.
bounce, bounce. Get your
Bounce.
stuff back.
Like,
Oh.
if the Flicker Wisp dies, you attack, bring back the Flicker Wisp, bounce the Sun Titan, bring it back at the end step, and get back your Stony Silence that Sean Abrupticate. Which is why it wasn't even like that great. Abrupticate your Stony Silence. Cool. Attack. Stony Silence.
Get it back.
Yeah.
Oh, jeez.
Oh, Miria.
Modern is such a good format.
I have a distinct feeling that Mono White Miria is pretty good against Lantern. Just baseline.
Yeah. Yeah, white and recursion. Beat you in the face. As long as there's no ensnaring bridges around.
Then again, the deck does run a bunch of Ghost Quarters.
That's also good.
And that's pretty good against the Miria.
And Mace's End.
Yeah.
Oh, no!
Gotcha! Oh, goodness.
So good.
So, let's head on up to the booth. That brings us to the end of that match. Always a chance for another one. Otherwise, we will do a little bit of time filling. And we will fill our hearts and our moments with glee and fun. You ready?
Let's go!
Woo! See you up there. Racy there. I beat him! Hi everybody, my name's TJ. Jacob's out there, still trying to get back up to the booth. And we're straight out of Geek Fortress, located in Snohomish, Washington. Woo! Featuring the Brom Bomber, you are featured viewer of the day. You're always great, you're always so kind, you're always awesome. And it looks like Jacob might be finally catching up. Hey, Slowpoke.
Oh my god, you went so fast.
I know. Am I still in your stairs bit? You took that from Michael Scott.
Alright, so we got our round 4 match, okay?
What? We're already moving forward.
Yeah.
Is this the finals?
Rolling into it. This is the one.
Tell me more about it.
Alright, we got Zane on Scred, and he is facing away from the wall.
Really?
Scred coming at you hot.
I am all about
I
Scred.
thought you'd like.
I
And-
love this deck.
Yeah. And then, well, we've got a good friend of ours, Logan. Maybe you've heard of him.
Ooh, on Dredge.
Yeah.
That matchup is actually kind of cool.
Yeah, I'm excited about it too.
Now, here's a quick notable thing. And this is going to be important.
Get your pens out.
So he has 4 main board relics.
Ooh.
Any Dredge tonight, Jace player? Well. Good question.
I'm glad you asked.
Let me tell you something. You know what? Just because you asked, I'm feeling generous today. I had a cup of coffee. I didn't. But you know what? I'm going to pretend I had a cup of coffee. I'm feeling nice. I just got back into the office after a nice vacation, saw some friends, was able to, go have some fun. And I thought to myself, you know what I really need to do? Dredge up some old memories. Let's do that together. We've got Jacob in the booth, and let's have a good time. I'll see you there. And the players lining up, the pregame handshake. I dig
like
it.
that. Oh my gosh, sportsmanship.
Seriously.
I love it.
Look at these two taking a step outside their comfort zone, getting the old handshake going.
Corn out of my face.
Let's go ahead and get that corn out of my face. I don't have. Wait, hold on.
Is that, where is it?
Get that corn out of my face.
Cheers.
Oh goodness. Okay.
Oh my gosh.
Let's do a Golgari Thug over here. And on this side we'll do the one, the only, the Blood Moon Areno. Skred actually one of my two main decks that I've been playing lately. Big fan of it. Big fan.
Well, I mean, it is a burn deck. It is a red deck.
Mono red control is just so cool conceptually.
Mm.
Fort Corn should be the next emote after Fort Sap. Did you just resub? I don't know. Did you just resub? I play Skred? Yeah, I played Skred for 6 months. Since about, I played it about a month and 2 months before GP Dallas happened, which is actually the one where Skred won,
Boom.
which is why I remember that.
Predicting the future since before he was born.
So I know that everybody says this, so I don't want to attribute too much to it, so that's fine.
Mm-hmm.
But like going to the event, they were like, "What are you playing?" I was like, "I'm playing Burn, but I should be playing Skred." Skred is so well positioned. I just have like very little experience with it, and I never actually get to play. So I didn't play it, but I was like, "Well, Dredge is real good. Tons of creature decks are real good. I should be on Skred, but I'm gonna be on Burn because it's gonna be hopefully 15 rounds of Magic that I haven't played in ages."
Burn your face off.
Thanks.
Right back at you.
Let's see here. We're Skred siblings? Good. How did Jacob feel about the picture? He chuckled. He did this reaction. So, a snow mountain from Zane Logan with a basic mountain and a fetch land. Gonna be getting back a Bloodghast. That's kind of neat.
It's a beater, and it'll come back and back and back.
Yep. How about Blue-Red Skred with Snapcaster and Spreading Seas? Question. Once you land a Blood Moon, how good are your fetches going to be as mountains? Trash, because then they aren't snow permanents. And how are you going to support your mana base if it's only mountains and snow islands without any kind of duels? Again, problematic. So it means that you basically just end up with like an inconsistent lightning bolt that can't hit face. At that point, if you're going blue-red, then you just want to be on Blue Moon. You don't want Skred.
Yeah, I agree with that. It looks like Logan's doing the old Dredgerinos.
I do love it, and that is a good dredge. We got Conflagrate, we got Golgari Thug, and we got another draw off of this. A Narcomoeba would be the cream of the crop, so to speak, but another Conflagrate and more Golgari Thug. So none of these coming back yet, and actually, the more that went, the more kind of medium it got.
Yeah, but look at all those dudes in the graveyard to bring back.
Absolutely, and it's gonna come, but with only one
Dark Blast
of these in there, I think, and what is that, 2 Bloodghasts? 7 power is not quite what you want, and this is super relevant, Zaina's got 2 Anger of the Gods in hand.
Ooh, that's gonna be tough to get through.
Anger of the Gods is the nuts against Dredge. It is one of the singular best cards that you can have in the matchup, especially when you start considering what cards are main deckable.
Mm-hmm.
So when you're looking at 3 Anger in the main deck plus like 4 relics, Zane is in a good spot. There's a difference between there are snow taplands and good duels.
Oh, ouch!
No, they're like real bad.
Yeah, so it looks like Logan's got the dredged things, the graveyards that's interactable with his dredge deck, and then all the other chaff, the rest of his deck that's in his graveyard that
Like, Zane's dream right now is
He
to
doesn't
see
use.
a Narcomoeba come off the top there. Or for Logan to drop a land.
yeah.
And then just... Anger.
Yeah.
Would you like to extend your hand? Because I won't.
Yeah, that's what Zane's waiting for, is just to be like, watch the Narcomoebas come up, or the Bloodghasts hit the battlefield, and then the prized amalgams follow up, and then he just whoosh,
And
cuts
it-
them out. Here we go. Here we go.
Oh, this is gonna hurt so bad.
I don't know, I can't look.
Oh,
I gotta look.
Logan, you're gonna watch this back later, and I'm so sorry. Not like this.
Okay.
Elspeth Knight Errant, I actually want to do 2 Angers and 1 of the new Cycling Sweeper. I don't want to do a full swap out, but I want to do a 1 of, because the draw is just so potentially awesome. And then do the 3rd Anger in the sideboard.
I like Logan just
Anger the Gods.
cuts him off. He's just like, they're done. Moving on.
Obliterating Logan's board. 2 of those done. And Logan has got to be thinking to himself, well, at least the worst is over. But it's not. There's another one in there.
There's another one.
So Logan is on the 1-1 beatdown game plan of the century.
Look at me and my Narcomoeba, boy. Gonna kill you.
Oh. I hear you, Elsbeth. I hear you, and I have not tested that. My intent is to test the new one to see if it's worth going to like a 2-1 split because there's also a lot of matchups in which you just don't want Anger and you draw Anger and you're like, cool. Well, I do like skipping my draw step. So
Don't we all?
So I'm curious about having a card with cycling potentially.
Alright, what are we playing?
Main decking Ponza, Anger and Ponza. I like it in that. I like it in Titan Shift. I think Anger continues to be a very main deckable card with Affinity, and Dredge both being contenders right now. I think it's at least worth 1 or 2.
I held on to my Angers for so long after they cycled out of Standard, and they stayed the same price. And as soon as I traded them, Dredge shows up. Oh, God, just get wrecked.
Classic.
you can never tell. Predicting these things, come on.
Yep. So Logan's mana base really just drawing the first blood like over the course. There's literally the only blood in this game.
Mhm.
Logan's down to 15, and Zane's still sitting at a cool 20. But notably, missing land drops. Scratch that. Oh no, actually does have 1 in the back of the hand too. So still looking pretty okay.
Alright, so what are we waiting for from Scred here as far as, like, action?
This Koth.
Oh,
Oh, it's a Chandra. Okay.
Chandra.
So basically, the win conditions in this deck are 4 Koth, 1 to 2 Chandra, and some Stormbeth Dragons. It also does have the value play in like Piankir Nalar, but that's also mostly just a value play.
Mm-hmm.
But this deck is rarely in a rush to win. It's a mono red control deck to the
Right.
core. It's
Right.
plussing that Chandra, dealing 2 damage, and it is just gonna win with all of this incremental greatness. Like Zane next turn, expect, because this Chandra will not die. It'll take a hit, but expect Zane to let this kind of do its thing.
Mm-hmm.
Logan might kill the Chandra by using that Conflagrate, notably.
Yeah, I could see that. And
Mhm.
Chandra seems really good unopposed. So if Logan doesn't do anything about her, she's going to take the game away.
You have 3 signed Anger the Gods? That's interesting. I don't remember signing any Anger the Gods.
Why 3? 3 is a good number, but it's 1 less than 4. Playsets. It's important.
I actually agree. I think Chandra's up there with like Agent of Bolas in power.
Mm-hmm.
Completely different shells, and the shell for Tezzeret is better.
Right.
But I think that the card is just like fantastic. I think the Chandra Torch of Defiance card is good. The shell for it is currently lacking or underplayed.
Yeah, she just needs to find a place to shine.
Yep.
She'll be the crowning jewel.
Yep. Shine bright like a diamond.
Shine on Brian.
And that is a Scourge Devil. We are just trying to get aggressive.
Scourge Devil.
Yep.
Unearth.
Yes,
Pump
Unearth.
the team.
Creatures you control get +1/+0 until end of turn.
Nice. All right. That's spicy.
So
I feel like he was like, this got reprinted and it's foil, so it's going in my deck.
it's been a popular one. Early versions of it were running Rally the Ancestors, and then all it took was one person going, this card's like better for our deck, right? And people were like, yes, it is.
You're correct.
A little bit less of a boost, but also works post an anger to like close out because it's a creature in and of itself.
Gotcha.
Yes.
Gotcha. Top decking
Yes,
that.
yes.
Oh, bolting it away.
Never mind, it's not a creature, it's an exiled creature.
Michael bolting it away.
Ooh. Also doesn't have the double red anymore, but can kill the Chandra, and that might... Is this full on face? Because that is aggressive.
Ooh.
We have determined that face is the place, and Logan is looking to win with Conflagrates and Life in the Loam, it looks like.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness.
What a step to take.
That's pretty ballsy. He's throwing it out there. He's saying, look, I got you with these creatures. I don't care about your old Chandra Planeswalker changing the game. No, I got you with just these beaters.
Yep, it is a Life in the Loam that he's trying to go for. You just start playing Affinity. Any tips? We'll see if chat can help you out. I have got a lot of them, but not enough time in between plays. Ask me on my personal stream sometime. We'll talk Affinity. And quote face. I'll deface anyone's property. That's funny.
Out of context. Shines bright like a diamond.
No, that was the context. Lucas F3, thanks for pushing that follow button. That was the context for if someone asked me, hey TJ, would you be willing to sign a lightning bolt ever? And I was like, sure, I'll deface anyone's property. With permission.
It's permissible.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, so Logan's looking at his hand going, I got this, bro.
Yep, and Zane is looking at his anger going, I don't.
Yeah, and Chandra's just laughing in the corner, playing with fire.
We did exile a Koth off of that Chandra.
Ooh.
Actually, we're going Pink here, Nalar. Zane playing a little bit conservatively here, unless he... Actually, maybe in top deck mode, maybe I was wrong and there was not a second anger, and maybe that was a lightning bolt. Maybe I was totally wrong about that, and I do apologize about that.
If there's not a second anger, and it's just a lightning bolt instead, then this game could really be in Logan.
That's a
Logan's field.
command? Wow.
K command? In his hand?
No.
What?
Go to your corner. I've been a terrible bot. I need to reboot.
Well.
I have a response to Elsbeth Knight Aaron and Zack the Ripper, but I won't give it because we don't talk about bans and unbans here. Ask me some other time. So, cut to ribbons going into the graveyard. This is the new card from Amonkhet.
Cut to ribbons?
2 mana for like a sorcery that deals 4 damage to target creature.
Yes.
From the graveyard, you play black, black, and X. Each opponent loses X life.
Oh, okay.
So it's basically like another Conflagrate, but also acts as a creature removal in the front half.
Yep, so you hit their creature or their face, and
Hit
then...
Scavenging Ooze.
Oh, that's a good call.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
Something like that.
Then you just drain them at the back end later in the game for the win.
Exactly.
Seems pretty good.
Exactly. Illuminator, hold on just one moment and I got your back. Or Doro got your back.
Boom.
Boom.
So we've got
Lands.
some Thopters on the
Yes.
battlefield that Logan has to get around to get to the face.
This is probably a Life in the Loam, and then a Conflagrate.
I like that plan.
And we might... I think what we'll likely see is Logan Conflagrate dealing 4 damage across the board to the creatures, and then the rest face, and then attacking in for 5, because you actually net 1 extra damage that way.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Sounds amazing. Does Logan see that play?
I don't know.
We will see.
I don't know.
Looks like what he might want to do is just chalk the board full and pressure.
Ooh, now that might be a little bit different, because if you can deal enough damage to sweep those creatures and get Zane down below 10, which I
then
doubt it.
Bloodghast has haste.
Yes, and actually there's a lot of cards in hand.
Let's see where we're
Can
going.
you, is that 7 cards? If you have 7 cards in hand, then this is phenomenal. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 with the Life in the Loam, so we had gonna pitch
Ooh.
7. Nail them, put Zane down to 10, and then bash for 7. Suddenly Zane's at 3. and cut to ribbons in Logan's graveyard spells a win.
Oh gosh, here we go.
Which means that Zane needs to win next turn or draw a relic, pop the relic, and drain the graveyard. Like, needs to basically relic,
Yeah.
pop relic,
Yep.
draw Anger the Gods off
That's
of
what
the
I.
relic.
Yeah, or off of Chandra, right? He's got
Or off of Chandra.
Oh my
Like,
gosh.
that's the line.
Blood Moon's not gonna get there. Come
you gotta
on.
plus Chandra, you gotta hope for the best.
Come on.
No. If this happens,
Right? Like, what are the odds? Okay, so. Get rid of the graveyards.
if this happens,
Oh my gosh. Come on. Jeez, the build up. They're just like, I'm just gonna count some cards here.
okay, so we're cycling this card to dredge life in the loam.
Okay, good.
So he had the cycling land in hand.
So he could get back one of those.
Knowing that his graveyard is about to be exiled, this is a weird choice. But, okay. I guess it's like he can cast that one and get back to dredging. Does
Yeah.
he draw Anger?
Oh, cause
No, he drew a mountain.
jeez. Woo. That was
No.
so intense. Oh my gosh.
Whew.
That was such a close game too.
So Logan takes game one. Playing
Nicely
beating in
done.
Anger too. And I think
So
it was
good.
just Zane was never able to capitalize, like gave Logan just a bit too much time, and I mean, Conflagrate ain't a bad card.
Yeah, no, I hear that card does work. Goes out
I hit a button and now I'm afraid of it.
9 to 5.
What do I do to get rid of this?
That is the you can do that, but there's actually a button for that.
Is it here? I accidentally broke. Yeah.
No.
Oh no, that's not it. Oh no.
It's one of the hotkey buttons.
Oh goodness. I accidentally opened up how David programmed our website. For that, that takes care of everything. This is dangerous.
Yes.
I'm gonna not mess with it ever again. Oh, Anger would have been hilarious. Anger would have been heartbreaking.
Yeah, and amazing. The odds would have been astronomical just for that.
I mean, even 50% was amazing. Plus Chandra to hit the relic, like
That was pretty good.
my heart was thumping.
Yeah,
I was
like,
feeling it.
is it going? Are we gonna go all the way?
Oh my goodness. You like
Ah,
that cut
gotta
to
shake that
ribbons?
off.
My goodness. Well, do it swiftly because
Yeah, I
the
know,
next
right?
game is coming up soon.
Let's turn on some Taylor Swift. Let's go. All right. So what do we put in the sideboards here?
Looks like Logan has taken out all the creature removal, which is
Like-
pretty reasonable.
Dark Blast, go away.
Zane has got another anger in the sideboard, probably the fourth anger in the
Yes.
sideboard.
And probably a little bit of anger in his heart for not drawing it. But
Maybe just a little bit. Other than that, not a whole lot that gets to come in. You might bring in some number of Molten Rain, but that doesn't seem great.
yeah. No.
Otherwise, your graveyard, like your artifact hate, medium. You don't really need like your Goblin Rabble Masters. You don't have a whole lot of extra hate because you've got the 4 main deck relics. Plus, you've got 4 angers post board.
Yeah, seems pretty good as far as specific cards against the dredge decks. So Logan took out his creature removal, and what he's going to bring in is just some heat. Just bring it into Pound Town. He's trying to get it there as fast as possible.
Logan. Let's see what we could be bringing in.
Let's take a look at our opening hands. Cathartic Ritual.
Collective Brutality, able to hit some of the creature removal.
Yeah, I like that.
It doesn't hit the card, like it's able to hit Anger the Gods, so you could go for that. You might go for Ancient Grudge if you want to hit like a Mind Stone or a Batterskull, but that doesn't seem phenomenal, so I'm not a huge fan. You might go for some number of Thoughtseize out of the sideboard.
Okay.
Just to be able to, again, anger the gods. You're not going to be able to hit a relic.
Right.
Maybe you do bring in some number of Nature's Claim and Abrupt Decay just to hit relic and force him to pop it a bit sooner than expected.
Okay.
You know?
Okay.
So maybe you try and hate out those relics, but it's going to be tricky.
Yeah, that's my thought too. Is I think that Logan's very much the aggro deck in this matchup, and so his sideboard options are going to be basically, how do I make my deck faster? More, can I kind of interact with what my opponent's trying to do to disrupt my game plan, and then chips.
Or,
Hit him with the old right jab.
Logan's hand is okay, but he mulliganed, and I actually could see a good argument. Like, this hand is really fast, but it's weak if Zane has anything like that.
Uh-oh.
Like, Logan's hand was very...
Oh, baby.
Drew the
Ancient
Ancient
Grudge.
which means that he gets to pass the turn, and he is playing a patient game. Zane can't rest on his... Oh, he's got a backup relic in hand.
So, does Logan get the right shock
So,
to cast the other half of Ancient Grudge?
so Logan needs to cast it when Zane is tapped out, because otherwise he'll be able to...
Exile it all, yeah. So, like...
Actually, he can't hit it all. No. Okay, so what can happen is that he can blow up the graveyard in response to the Ancient Grudge before Logan has a chance, play out the new one, tap it to exile the old one, to exile the Ancient... Oh, man, this is gonna get to a weird level.
Yeah.
This is gonna be a weird bit of sequencing, and if either player, because they don't even realize that they're playing around each other like this, but the interaction is gonna be which player makes the more technically correct play.
Right.
That's problematic. Blood Moon coming down means that Logan just lost a huge amount of his arsenal, can still operate Cathartic Reunion and Ancient Grudge, but notably, the back end of Ancient Grudge has been shut down.
Okay, we got this. Just shake it off, Logan. You can just bring it back. We got that Ancient Grudge for the first one.
Okay.
And
Collective Brutality. Very cool if you actually have mana.
yeah, I was wishing for a basic swamp.
Cathartic Reunion is probably the play here.
Yeah. Yes.
But there's no dredgers. You have no dredge in hand, so you may not even go for it.
Oh, that's rough. That's really rough.
Not a single card with dredge. I'm surprised that Logan kept this hand at all. This strikes me as probably should have gone down to 6.
It's like he was expecting the relic, so he was just like, "Oh, this has Ancient Grudge, keep."
But it didn't. He drew it.
Oh,
that was
that's
his
right.
first
It was
draw.
his top deck. Oh my gosh.
I know. I'm perplexed by this. But we're just gonna cast a
Gonna hit you,
Got you.
get you.
Got you. I know that he went down to 6, but Dredge can mulligan down to 4 without a second thought. Like, Dredge mulligan's probably better than any other deck that's notable in Modern right
Well, and
now.
that's because your hand's your graveyard.
You
right?
need a land, a Dredger, and anything that puts something in the graveyard. Like, that's your bare minimum expectations.
Yes. Just
You can mold down to 4 pretty easy.
yeah.
And
I would agree.
I think that could have. You can, but it's still not great. It's a lot better than losing.
And we'll see what happens here. It could be that Logan chose the correct hand to keep, but it looks like he's on the back end of a Pia, and
I don't know. I think Zane's taking this game over. There's, like, lost one relic. What I thought was a backup relic maybe wasn't. Otherwise, I would have expected to see it hit the graveyard. Or maybe he's just thinking to sandbag it, but I don't see it anymore. So I may just be seeing double today, because I did this before with Anger the Gods.
I mean, it's possible.
And if it's possible, it's popsicle.
So that makes it delicious.
More lands coming down from Logan.
Yeah.
Needs to draw a Dredger now.
6 lands.
He-
Time for Grave Titan.
And DQ. Dang it! Made it to the finals on the back.
How did you cast this one?
And it looks like Logan, it might be saying to himself, I should have probably cast that.
Oh no, it's in there forever now, Teach.
You know, there's 256 others to distract people.
Oh, good.
So we do finally have a Dredger. Lightning Bolt taking down the Insolent Neonate, and he's forcing Logan's hand here. Go for it now. Maybe I have a response. And I kind of like this because if Zane has something like an Anger in hand or a Sweeper,
Yeah, so it looks like what Logan did was maintain priority there after he cast the Neonate,
Gotcha.
just so that he could get some dredging going before Zane had any responses.
Does seem to be the case. Gonna cast that light. Oh, we are casting Cathartic Reunion, and we're gonna dredge our very best.
Like no one
Actually, we
ever
have
was.
Dredge 5, Dredge 2, and Dredge 3, so our dredging is actually pretty reasonable, and we just hit a Golgari Thug. Cut to Ribbons and a Scourge Devil. Logan might be coming back.
Alrighty, graveyard's popping.
Boy, this deck is weird because I don't know. I would rather have seen him do this like 4 turns previously, but
Right.
it's working out okay.
He's still alive to make it happen now.
Yes.
Even through a Blood Moon.
Even through a Blood Moon, which can stop a lot, it mostly stops Logan's ability to do anything other than his like exact normal gameplay.
Mm-hmm. Right, yeah, it keeps him almost fair.
I can cast Cathartic Reunion, I can cast Faithless Looting, and I can cast Instant Neonate, and then I can cast Flashback of Conflagrate, which are normally the 4 things that you really care
Yeah.
about. Hooray! You did it! Everything else is pretty much shut down. Every contingency player. Why is the bolt not in the squad player's yard? Because he didn't cast it. He was trying to bolt it while Logan still had priority. It was after it had been cast, but it was still Logan's turn and his main phase. So priority actually hadn't shifted yet. Conflagrate sweeping the Thopters. Oh, and the Pia. Okay.
Just taking him out.
And kicking it back to Zane.
So what's Zane looking for? Does he want to just like Relic and then get rid of the graveyard again and play that whole game?
Oh, yeah. Relic right now is straight fire, especially when Logan is like just drew a ton of dredged a ton of cards with Black Man in their cost and a Blood Moon out.
Yeah.
That ain't bad.
Seems good.
More Instant Neonates getting dredged here. We're gonna have that land in our hand. Not oddly enough, like there's a Bloodghast and 2 Prized Amalgams, and I think that has become the game plan.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good evening.
Hello. Hello, Mitora. How is that side of the world today? He said knowledgeably.
It's probably bright and sunny and amazing.
Oh, yes, much like our disposition. So, from Logan, we have got 2 Prized Amalgams and 2 Bloodghast. Zane with 6 mana up.
Okay, so he dreads the Dakmar salvage, so
and
he
Zane.
had the land drop.
Zane getting a little bit angry, taking it out on those creatures.
Wow.
Sweeping the board and setting Logan back a turn or 2. He's still got some dredging to do.
Like a god.
Oh, still got a roast in hand.
Roast.
Finland is never bright and sunny. Well, now we know.
Never? Never ever?
Doro hates us both for that because we both... Can you tell we've known each other for 20 years?
I think.
It's weird that it's been that long. I forget that I'm over that age even.
Yeah, we're never over that age. We'll be back in diapers and we'll still be just like,
We must be like 6 right now.
let's give me some candy. Like you do.
So, we have got... Ooh, then...
Dredging again.
What a narc coming on down.
Dredging again.
Also, we do have the Haunted Dead. We've got the Golgari Thug. You know, Bloodghast too. Logan rebuilt pretty fast.
Break me off a piece of that Dredge Cat bar.
No, that's Almond Cat, actually.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh. I'm allergic to almond.
Really?
No.
I didn't think so.
That's delicious.
I remember because we've had almond hot chocolate before.
Oh my gosh, it was so good.
It was so good, haven't we?
Yeah. I believe it was the whipped cream that was almond.
Oh, you're right. And I believe it was the one that the hot chocolate that your mom makes, which is so very, very good.
Yeah, she's a fantastic lady.
She's a wonderful lady. So, a Mountain in Zane's hand, dropping it down because we're up to 8 mana. If it can be cast, it can be cast. A Bolt, a Scred, and a Roast. So we've got increments of 3, 5, and 8. Looking down at varying casting speeds. 2 of them instant, 1 of them sorcery, and notably, 1 of them can't hit flyers.
We just got this lonely Narcomoeba
Mhm.
just floating there in the vast wastes of the world waiting for some friendship.
Mm-hmm.
Oop, there's a friend.
Wow. The rebuild of this deck right now is just impressive. Narcomoeba out. More of these Prized Amalgams going to be coming in. How many Cut to Ribbons have the Dredge decks been playing? 0.
I think
Logan's
this,
on 1 though.
Yeah, I think this one has what?
Logan's
Just
on 1
one.
though. But mostly 0.
So, alrighty. So we're just playing that old game of Narcomoeba beats.
I mean, Zane needs a win condition eventually. Is fairly patient. And I think waiting just a little bit to try and... Alright, we're actually going to scred that. This matchup seems lopsided. It's surprisingly, like, Dredge rebuilds really well, but Zane also has got 4 Angers and 4 Relics, and those are... Well, they're good.
Yeah, it's really draw dependent.
7 of those are in the main deck, and Dredge won game 1, so...
Yeah, and it feels like Logan's in the driver's seat to determine the pace of the game so far.
Which is weird.
Yeah.
Considering, I mean...
Considering the Blood Moon on the battlefield.
And considering the opening hand, which was...
Right.
Like, Logan, no disrespect, but I would have mulled that hand. Now, you played the deck and I don't, but it did not check the boxes that I'm looking for. So, if you're watching this and you have the chance, shoot me a message of just, like, if you remember, naturally, of, like, what was it about that hand that made me think, yes, this is the one that I want? Because I'm curious and interested in learning.
Yeah. Yeah. Me too. I'm down. Because I default to Logan on Dredge. Period. I'm nowhere near a competent player, so to get his insight would be probably an enlightening experience. Yeah.
That library, is that looking a bit
Thin?
Yeah, it's looking a bit thin.
Yeah. There's like it looks like a hand now.
I'm pretty sure that Logan left his hand right where his library is supposed to be. Scourge Devil coming on down. We're gonna see a hit for 8.
Oh, Narcomoeba.
Scratch that. We're gonna see a hit for 4.
Pop.
Coffee trash. Thanks for hitting that follow button.
Coffee trash.
And we agree. We were just talking. Hot chocolate is the drink for us.
I also enjoy La Trash coffee, but yeah, no.
It's the beverage of choice of trash doves.
Trash doves. Are you talking about what are they? Trash pandas?
No. Yeah, I love trash pandas. I've got a red panda onesie. Look at that, another mountain for Zane. My goodness. Make cycling lanes legal again.
Hey, Texas. How you doing, bud?
Roast,
Without flying.
Good call, good call.
we were just talking about that earlier.
Yep, roast. A good card.
So, Logan's got how many cards left in library? Like, I see 3. There might be more.
4.
And you're dredging? You mad lad.
Danger noodles, indeed.
Is that
Right around your
2?
apartment.
That's 2 cards, and
Welcome
one
in.
of them is a Narcomoeba.
Tell the rat to watch the fort. It'll
From-
enliven its life.
One of those is apparently a Narcomoeba.
Oh my
Why did
gosh.
he just dredge with 4 cards left in the library and Zane at 14?
What was he trying to do? Get the last Narcomoeba beat in and then
I mean, he's got-
conflagrate?
Maybe he's
And then
trying to do
life drain.
ribbons and conflagrate.
Yeah.
I think this is 100% I want to ribbons you for like 8 or 6, and I want to... does he?
Jeez. So there's a land, triggers any blood guests that are left.
Because you conflagrate for 3 to put down to 9. Oh, with the blood guests too.
There are no order dependent cards in Modern, so
But the
it's
roast
all
takes
good.
down 1.
Graveyard.
It's... Drew a scred. Actually, Logan just took this in 2. The land got him the blood guests and the prized amalgams to take it.
Jeez.
Because
Louise.
he's got conflagrate and cut to ribbons.
Wow.
So the cut to ribbons
Even
is
with-
actually going to be the relevant card here.
2 cards left in his library.
Because
He's
it's going
got
to put
it.
him down to 6, and he has got 8 lands. That's enough to do ribbons for...
Faithless looting. Seems bad. Back away.
You might as well just do it, right? So you just- we are going to see a ribbons win with 1 card in the library from Dredge.
Oh my gosh.
Down to 6, and then exact. Oh, he can't cast ribbons. You're
He
right.
needs 2 black, right?
You're right, and there's no basic
Oh.
swamp.
Oh.
So actually, he just needs to remove one of these creatures and draw a Koth.
A Koth. Oh.
Nah! Logan just took the win anyway. You're right.
Oh my gosh.
No removal from Zane. He gets a sweet Koth. That does... Hold on. I'm just going to use my calculator here. Nothing.
Double checked.
Logan is going to attack for the win with no cards in library.
All right, here we go. Rum.
What a way to finish! Nothing! You have nothing except the win!
Just Dredge, pounding the drum.
Logan cashed in on the one card that gave him the win?
Yeah. That
Which was actually, no, just all the cards that gave him the win. But basically, just, alright, how many cards do I have? Exactly enough. This is straight out of, this is like some Deadpool nonsense of like, alright, and enough. Make it happen.
Yeah.
Like, this is some nonsense.
That was a really well played match.
Best part, this is the second time I've seen him do that.
Like I said before, Logan is the master of Dredge. I'll go to him for all my insights into Dredge. That was well executed.
He had the long game. You know what?
Right?
This,
That was it.
I bet he looked at that 6 and he thought, I can win with no cards in library.
Oh my god. Or maybe it was, I'm not gonna win until I have no cards in library.
Ah, my goodness gracious.
Great. Sakes
Um,
alive.
I think that I think that playing Relic on turn 1 was actually a bit preemptive, and I don't think it needed to come down that turn. I think that it should only come down when you have the ability to pop it and when it's actually going to be relevant. But that's personal opinion. I think that it's perfectly fine to hold on to it until turn 3, turn 4, because, you know.
You gotta be careful
And
of
they
those collective brutalities, though.
But it can't hit. It only hits instant or sorceries.
Right. That's
So-
true. So you could just sit on it for, until they had build up their graveyard and then just scoop it away.
Woo! Could we ask how many Conflagrate he has made? Yes, we can. Let's see if we can get another match as well. And we'll see you up at the booth. Hello, and thank you so much for joining. My name's TJ. Jacob joining me in the booth for the first time tonight. How's he doing? I'm having a lot of fun with him. Relic turn 1 is great. You can pressure the yard without having to, yes, but you're also doing that against a deck which is probably mulliganing down to Ancient Grudge or Nature's Claim, and you need to be prepared for that. And you don't want to have your entire hand hinge on a card which is going to be immediately invalidated by what they mulligan down to. So it's great if you have a second one in hand, or if you have a game plan that works really well, if they're going to be, spending their time doing that. But if your game plan hinges on that relic, I do not recommend playing it on turn 1. It will have a lot more use if you can spend some of that removal, get everything back into the yard, and then just play it and pop it, and just clean house on it. Because while it was good, it didn't hit any dredgers, it didn't hit any Narcomoebas, it didn't hit any Bloodghast, it didn't hit any prized amalgams. And that's pretty underwhelming for a relic. And while it came down turn 1, it didn't do what the card is meant to do, which in this matchup, which became very relevant because the game plan did great. Tormod's does that better then, doesn't it? Not really, because you don't have to pop the relic. You just want to be able to. So, playing it on turn 2, if you've got nothing else, is great. Play it on turn 2, start tapping, but you want to be able to recycle it if you desperately need to. It ended up actually being able to recycle in that matchup, but getting to a point to where it does more is, I think, worth it. I don't really want to play it turn 1, personally. Tormod's does that better. Tormod's isn't as good in nearly as many matchups as well. Tormod's is specifically better in the one instance that I described, yes. Tormod's is worse against Snapcaster decks, any decks that are running Delve, and other situations with Dredge, like when it comes down and they don't have it, and you're just continually recycling it. Plus, it's a little bit better against things that randomly have flashback. And it cantrips, which is hugely important in a mono-red control deck. So, in that specific instance, you're right, Tormod's Crypt is better. But, Relic is a pretty cool card.
Draws you a card, too.
It draws you a card too. So, I was going into how I advocate for not playing Relic turn 1. Which doesn't make intuitive sense.
Right, because it costs 1. And just, then you can start cracking away at their graveyard one at a time.
One against Dredge, which can then go instant neonate, and start dredging right off the bat.
They just go 5 into the graveyard,
Right.
8 into the graveyard.
Which are all very true things, but and this is also just specifically for Skred.
Mm-hmm.
Because if then you can like remove the particular key creatures and then sweep it later if they're not playing around it. Because if you drop a relic turn 1, they're not going to put any dredge cards in the graveyard. They're not going to put any valuable cards, and they're going to assume that your plan hinges on this card, and they're going to wait it out. They're going to wait until they go abrupt decay. All right, vomit. Bleh.
And you're dead. Yeah.
So I think, that in game 1 against an unknown opponent, drop it on turn 1. It probably won't be like. It'll sometimes be relevant, and they probably don't have the hate for it in the deck.
Yeah, in like a super saturated Death Shadow Tarmogoyf meta, I mean, having Relic in, good stuff. Turn 1, just get rid of the different types of cards in graveyards, and it's choice.
Exactly. But against Dredge, host board, when they will be going to their Nature's Claim or to their Ancient Grudge, and I have that and very little other game plan in my hand, I'd rather use the removal to make sure that the graveyard's full of all that tasty stuff, and then sweep it.
Yeah, I agree. So that was the longest match that we had for our finals. We had one more that's in play right now, but they're on game 3 and right at the end. So.
So we are actually coming up towards the end of our evening.
Yeah, it is the tail end.
With only 10 minutes left and a good 4 rounds. Like, that was a cool 4 rounds. We saw Skred. We were able to see Mono White Amiria. We were able to see Dredge. We were able to see 4-color Control. We were able to see Cheerios. We were able to see the Pierce combo, right?
Yep, that was fun.
We were able to like we got Black-Red Nightmare.
Yeah.
Or the Revenge.
Demigod. Oh yeah, that was fun.
We got all kinds of stuff tonight.
This format's super robust.
Eldrazi Tron.
I love Modern.
Modern. We got to see Lantern Control.
Lantern Control too.
We got to see just a bunch of stuff, and I thought it was particularly ad nauseum. My goodness, the night was great.
Mm-hmm.
What a night for decks to see. Tonight was incredible.
There was Countercat too, like just to come out of left field for you and just.
So
it's the pie chart, and we had everything. We got it all.
Everybody, do you have any questions for Jacob? It's his first time hosting. Before we come to an end, before we host on over to another stream, and before, of course, you all take that quick moment to hit that follow button, subscribe if you feel like it, check out GeekFortressGames.com, or, of course, just show that love either with your words or your cheers, or, just conversation. Do you have any questions for Jacob? He's brand new. He's a fountain of knowledge. He's got some unique experiences that other people don't have because he's his own individual person with his own unique perspective. Plus, of course, it is just fun to ask people questions and get answers. Plus, he can do that with his face. Is Jacob coming back next time?
Sure. Let's do it.
How about another time? How about that?
Yeah.
That's a bit more.
That's more realistic. Yeah, I'd love to be back again if you guys are down. If you'll be back, I'd love to join.
Mirthus one, thanks so much for hitting that follow button. That's true. If you have any feedback for Jacob, send it to me on Twitter because I can send it to him.
Yeah, I'd appreciate that actually.
Do you think you can beat TJ in a game of ping pong?
No.
Pink or purple?
Purple, because pink.
I'm wearing purple.
Yeah, well, you're wearing purple.
Why junk over Junt?
Because I liked having Path to Exile over Lightning Bolt back in the original brew. Because it was just a better removal spell. And then having the ability to play the old Sorens from Return to Ravnica, I think, from that block.
Mm-hmm.
In that.
Not Return to Ravnica, Innistrad.
Oh, was it from the end of Innistrad?
Yeah, he was Lord of Innistrad.
Boom, there it is.
Yep.
So yeah, having the ability to play Sorin in the standard deck, which then I switched to the modern deck, was sweet.
6 words. So in only 6 words. Favorite enter the battlefield ability.
6 words?
Yep.
No
thought. Go.
Do I have to include when this creature enters the battlefield?
Nope. You get
Like
6
the
words.
whole thing.
Use it.
Return target permanent to its owner.
You like Mana Wars.
I do.
Okay.
I do really enjoy. Venser does that same ability. It's satisfying.
Is the cake a lie?
The cake is always a lie, but especially when it looks delicious and it's not Costco cake.
But it's so delicious and moist.
That's true.
Oh, well, no sense crying.
Over every mistake
You just keep on trying.
until you run out of cake.
The science get dang it, hold on.
This science to do.
Then you build a neat gun, and the science gets done, and you build a neat gun for the people who are still alive. Nice. Timmy, Johnny, or Spike?
Probably Spike Johnny.
Okay.
So more Spike, little Johnny, and then a sprinkling of Timmy in there.
Nice. I've got that Timmy Spike, like 50-50 mix
Mhm.
going on.
Mhm.
All right. Now, a question that we generally just ask people. So, we already kind of covered it, but when did you first start playing?
Back in 8th edition. Like, right after 8th edition came out, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Because I can't tell you a specific time because that's not how time works in my brain.
No.
So, like, years are kind of just like... But I
Agree.
can tell you it was 8th edition starter, it was green, and I'm sad to say that I traded away the foil rare in that because I'm kind of sad.
But then I ended up trading it back to you.
Yes, I do have it back again.
Which was the weirdest, most specific instance. I always remember that.
Yeah.
Just one day I went and I saw one of those like random combination packs with like 3 packs in a promo.
Mhm.
And I remember it was a foil 8th edition Elvish Champion. And I was like, all right, well, there was 3 packs, so I had that. And then that very next day, on our Facebook group, he goes, does anybody have a foil Elvish Champion by 8th edition etched champion, like specifically 8th
Yeah,
edition?
just like...
I was like, yes?
Yep.
Is
Yeah.
this because you saw it there? And he was, no. Just
Nope.
looking for it. Memories.
Memories. It's so true.
All
Yeah.
alone in the blood moons.
Yes. All of this and more. But I think that's where my like elf love came from. I started with the Elf Lord in 8th edition, and then I was like, okay, now I'm gonna go to Legacy because that makes sense,
Mm-hmm.
and build elves, and then get just annihilated, just creamed by all the top decks.
Mojo Man? Thanks for the follow. It's a
You
pleasure having
rock.
you here. Rock stars all around. Favorite Steven Seagal movie?
Favorite Steven Seagal movie? You can't have just one favorite Steven Seagal movie. Are you kidding me?
Name 2.
All of them. No, I don't remember any of the names for Steven Seagal movies because none of them are...
Machete Returns.
Oh, well, okay, so that's just the name of Machete. And then the second movie.
The
but
second
it's not
Machete-
really a Steven Seagal...
He's in it.
He's in it. He's just not the figurehead. He's not the leading guy.
That's probably pretty fair.
Yeah, I mean, like, if
There's
Steven Seagal
no one
had,
else streaming Modern right now.
if he had named his legs, I would probably remember their names better than I would remember any of the movies he's been in.
That's
Because
reasonable.
they do all the action.
So there is a Modern streamer on right now.
Idoncha?
Don't
You
you
rock.
want ya?
You rock. We rock. Thanks for joining the rocks.
We did find a modern favorite Jean-Claude Van Damme movie. The commercial with the trucks.
That's so good. Where he's just, yeah. That's so good.
Yes.
Oh my gosh. That's
Favorite-
super intense too.
Favorite tribe? Elves.
So yeah, I'm not gonna say elves because I've been talking about elves a lot. So instead, I'm gonna say, no, I think that's cheating. I was gonna go changeling, but I think that's cheating because that's all the tribes, while also being a separate tribe,
I actually don't have a good answer to this either.
right?
I don't know.
Ooh, shamans. That's a good choice.
That is a good one.
What are your guys' favorite tribes? What do you think?
Yes. Question for SP.
No, he didn't. Texas, but good question.
The Phoenix will rise.
The Phoenix will rise. I'm trying to think about these tribes and like what's like been a really competitive tribe that's also
Spirits.
when I first started playing in Lorwyn against real people, I played a really fun tribal deck, the Flamekin tribals.
Elemental.
Yes,
Nice.
the elementals. So much fun. Yeah, it just like Smoke Raider into Horde of Notions get you.
6 words least played Flash creature. One that sucks.
Least played Flash creature. You know what's funny is
We are done, unfortunately, Pants.
yeah, sorry.
we're about to host on over to someone who is actually streaming Modern. They've got 6 viewers right now. We have never hosted them before, and hopefully we are gonna make their day, night, morning, whatever it is. So please stick around for just another like 30 seconds, and we'll host on over to someone and let's make their day. Let's make their day. They're playing some Death Shadow, so we get a chance to look at what is the best deck right now.
Yeah, I want to see some Death Shadow.
And we'll check it out, and like if nothing else, let's give them the boost. Like I can tell you that I remember the first time that we got a big host here.
Mhm.
It was from Jeff Hoogland. We were doing like this is back when he started off like pretty low numbers, and it blew our minds to pieces. Like suddenly, like there was a bunch of people in chat, and suddenly people talking to us, and it was an incredible experience. So let's give that to someone else.
Yeah, let's do that. Let's brighten somebody's day.
Exactly. So, I guess from all of it, do you have any final thoughts for the night?
Modern is such a diverse and fun format. I'm glad that you guys were here with us to enjoy the plethora of fun decks and exciting moments. There were so many really close moments tonight, and it was a lot of fun. Thank you. Thank you for having me, Teach.
Almost relative
And
to
thank
anger.
you guys for watching.
Thank you for being here. Be sure to send me tweets about Jacob so that we can decide whether or not to bring him back. He's on the chopping block, and we'll have to decide for ourselves as a group. But from all of us here at Geek Fortress, thank you so much. My name is TJ.
I'm Jacob.
And whether it's good morning, good afternoon, good evening, or good night, let's make whatever that is their day for what appears to be Gash 77. I'll see you all there. Stay amazing, be amazing, and I'll see you all on Friday. Bye, everyone.